The New York Jets beat the brakes off the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was delicious. And earlier this week, there was a Cade Klubnik conversation that was sparked here on the show. We have the man that had the take. NFL insider Matt Lombardo will join us here on the show, and we will open up the phone lines so you guys can share your thoughts. We've got a lot to get into, plus more takeaways from the Jets Steelers preseason game. Boy Green Daily on a beautiful Sunday, August 23rd, starts now.
Oh my gosh, it's morphin' time! To me, talking New York Jets is my superpower. Boy Green Daily starts now. Wow! Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily.
It's actually just football, man.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcasts. That is 365 days a year, people. No days off, bar mitzvahs, birthdays, Christmases, doesn't matter. I'm always on the show. Now, before we get into all of our Jets jargon, which will be terrific, I have to give a special shout out here on August 23rd because it is my 12th anniversary with this beautiful woman. That is Tatiana Davis. I cannot believe we've opened up a 12-pack, 12 years. Good Lord. There's got to be like a name for that. I guess that's a decade and change. That's incredible. I'm very lucky. You know, we were just young kids when we met. You know, I was 21 years old. I was just some young guppy that thought he knew everything in the world. And now we've got 2 children. We're going to be moving into a house as long as everything goes great there. So, like, it just a lot of new is happening. It's fresh. There's no one I'd rather have as my co-pilot on this magical journey than Tatiana. So happy 12 years, babe. We're looking forward to an exciting day today. There'll be a lot of hoopla. I got some other Jets work to do, but I'll squeeze it in where I can, because that's what any good man does out there in the audience. So there you go. Beautiful 12-year anniversary to Tatiana, my queen. Now, let's get into my other special guest. We haven't known each other for 12 years, but I'm willing to put a ring on it. Let's get to him. It is our NFL insider, Matt Lombardo. There's a direct link in the YouTube description down below to Between the Hash Marks. And let's get in, sort of between the numbers here with Matt Lombardo here on the program. And he's back, baby. What's up, Matt?
Boy Green, happy anniversary to you and Tatiana. If I have
Thank
one
you.
piece of advice for today,
Sure.
put the Jets work on the shelf after about 8 or 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Today is your guys' day. You're building something beautiful. Enjoy. Congratulations on the house. Can't wait to see the new home studio when it's all set up.
Oh, for sure. Me too. That's going to be absolutely terrific. Now, before we get into our conversation at hand, I see there's a lot of love in the audience, and I love to see it. Mother effing Chew is gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership here on YouTube. Yes. Thank you, MFC. There's another membership being gifted, and then we'll read both of these members together. Our number one Austrian Jets fan. This show is international, baby. Appreciate that. That'll help me apparently pay for dinner tonight for my fiance on a 12-year anniversary. MFC, yours went to Sir Manseer, and Austrian, yours went to Chuck Gadsden 99. I believe that's our buddy Chuck Wagon, getting that out there in the audience. And one more here. I see we have a beautiful $20 super chat from our leaderboard. That is none other than Cisco Lopez, who says, with $20, thank you. By the way, every time we get a super chat, we hear from my daughter, Zariah Luna, who I was just talking about.
Wow.
Come on, people. Who's excited for Boy Green Daily, the only daily Jet show? What other Jet show is 365 freaking days a year, man? I don't know. Audio only is Scott Mason, my good buddy, play like a Jet, but video form, that's my kingdom, baby. So appreciate you, Cisco. That's 7 more raffle tickets based on your previous Super Chat combinations. You are far and away in first place. So, Matt Lombardo, you were quite a needle mover in Jets content creator land with your, Between the Hash Marks podcast with your good buddy Mike Tanier. and it created some waves. We talked about it here first on the show because we're good buddies. So he gave me a heads up saying, hey, something you may want to explore. And I said, oh, that will be explored. And then the rest of the Jets content creator community has since dove into the deep end of the pool. So first, Matt, I think what the best thing we could do, just in case anyone missed the clip initially or missed the show previously, let's play the clip. And we will open up, we'll let you add any more extra details that you'd like. And then we will eventually open up the phone lines. But I want you to be able to get your full spiel, your full take. I don't want anything clipped the wrong way. If I made any mistake with the cutting of the clip, I want to make sure.
I clipped the clip. If there's any mistake out of context, I'm the one who cut the clip and sent it to you. So
I guess
I can look in the mirror and blame myself there. But I think we got our bases covered.
Yeah, that's for sure. There you go. All right, let's get to it. This is a clip from Between the Hash Marks. It is Mike Tanier. It is Matt Lombardo. I love the flavor. I love the tone. I love everything that's in this clip. It's terrific. So let's get to the clip and what some have interpreted as a controversial take on New York Jets quarterback Cade Klubnik. Roll the footage.
Proclamation to you here, Mike, and to everybody listening. The Jets should play Cade Klubnik week 1. Cade Klubnik should be the starting quarterback for the New York Jets because I just don't understand for a franchise that is still in draft talent acquisition mode, young player evaluation mode, early stages of a potentially promising rebuild mode, why you should play Geno Smith this year in the year of our Lord 2026. And I watched Cade Klubnik against the Buccaneers. I saw him make some really nice throws over the middle. Saw a nice tight window throw to Mason Taylor. Nice throw, a bit of a hospital ball, but still a catchable ball to Garrett Wilson, who might be one of the most underrated receivers in the game of football. Not underpaid, but underrated. Showed some sound decision-making. Cade Klubnik looks like he should be the present of the New York Jets. Because what does playing Geno Smith give you? You're not winning this year. You're not contending for the division title this year. You can, find a quarterback many ways. And I'm not saying Cade Klubnik's the guy. I'm not saying that he is for sure. But what if he is? What if Frank Reich, this is a Carson Wentz, Sam Bradford situation? What if Frank Reich finds something in Cade Klubnik and you have not one, not two, but 3 first-round picks to build around Cade Klubnik next spring? And if he's not the guy, then you're going to be picking first anyway with 2 other first-round picks. I yield.
Okay, you yield. Matt, there's a lot I want you to feel free to say. There's one actually, I'm glad you're on. When I did this show a couple days ago, the beat reporter that normally joins me on a week-to-week basis has Eagles ties. So I wanted to ask him about that comparison you made. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the show, so I wasn't able to ask that question. So now, re-listening to the clip, that is a piece that I want to hear. So we want to unpack all of that. I see a $50 super chat has come in from Cisco Lopez. Wow. Happy anniversary, Matt. The whole wrong show. Wow. Okay. Some people disagree, apparently, with the Between the Hash Marks show. I don't think we should switch the name, though. I think Between the Hash Marks is a better name than the whole wrong. Yeah, but I appreciate it, Cisco. Thank you. You have 334 raffle tickets now to this contest. Beautiful. All right. So, and I see other super chats are coming in. We'll get into all of that. Hang on tight here. So, Matt, first off, I guess let me just ask my piece because I think that it's going to get lost if I don't immediately.
Yeah.
So you said that this could be a Carson Wentz, Sam Bradford situation. For Jet fans and myself, I think I know what you're talking about, but I'd rather you yourself, since you're the one who brought it up, reestablish it. What does that mean when you're referencing Geno Smith, Cade Klubnik could be a Carson Wentz, Sam Bradford situation?
Yeah, well, remember here, Frank Reich is the offensive coordinator of the New York Jets. He was the offensive coordinator of the Eagles when they chose, and it's a little bit different because the Eagles chose Carson Wentz number 2 overall rather than a 4th-round pick in Cade Klubnik. But Frank Reich is the offensive coordinator in Philly when the Eagles take Wentz. The plan was for them to play Sam Bradford. The plan was for him to be the starting quarterback that year and see what happens, right? And when Carson Wentz is ready, we don't want to rush Carson Wentz, then we're going to play Carson Wentz at that time. Couple things. Yeah. I'm an Eagles beat writer at that time. I'm at practice every day. And in early August, I put out for NJ.com that Carson Wentz looks like he has a better grasp of the offense than Sam Bradford does. He's out playing him in practice. We'll see what happens. Well, Teddy Bridgewater tears his ACL in Minnesota. So 4 days after that happens, 6 days before the season, the Eagles trade Sam Bradford to the Minnesota Vikings and Carson Wentz, who they planned not to play, to not rush him. He starts week 1. And the following year, the Eagles that season go 7-9. The following year, he has an MVP type of year, gets hurt, they go on and they win the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. My point here is that philosophically, if I were a general manager or a head coach, if it's close, if it's ever close between the veteran and the rookie that you drafted, especially if it's a rookie that you don't have a whole lot invested in a 4th-round pick, if he works out, great. If he's your starting quarterback who you found for the price of a 4th-round pick, you've hit the lottery. To me, if it's close, I would rather get my young quarterback valuable game reps than play a 30-plus-year-old quarterback, especially when I'm in a position like the New York Jets where I'm still in the throes of a rebuild. I'm still in evaluation mode. And I have 3 first-round picks next year going into a draft that is viewed pretty widely as a much stronger draft than the one that just went by. And people inside the league told me the Jets had arguably the top draft class of any team in the NFL. So if you can replicate that next year with Cade Klubnik, who's even just a slightly above average starting quarterback in this league, you have 3 blue chip first round picks to build out that roster even stronger. So that's the basis of the take. If Geno Smith were out there in practice lighting it up and he was a guy who, you thought you had a 10-win team on your hands, by all means play the veteran. If I were the Pittsburgh Steelers and I'm looking at Aaron Rodgers and Drew Aller, I'd be having a tough conversation about Drew Aller, but it's different because the Steelers are a team that's built to win 10, 11 plus games and go to the playoffs. That's not where the Jets are right now. So that's where the basis of my thoughts on this whole situation kind of came from.
I will say, Matt, that it was to hear that clip again for a second time. I probably have heard it more than that, but to hear that, obviously the Jets aren't winning the division this year or this or that, it hurt my heart. We're in first place right now. We're tied for first place. It's just as optimistic as you could possibly be.
It's hopium season, man. It's hopium season, of course.
And I'll be honest, it was a bitter pill you delivered me for breakfast this morning. It's like, hey, Paul, take your pills. I'm like, what is this one? Just take it. And I'm like, oh, this tastes disgusting. That's the pill you just served me, man. Not tasty at all.
I mean, I call it like it is, right? Like,
I guess so.
I say when teams are great, say when I don't think they're great, and I think the Jets made a lot of progress, and there was a lot to like about the offseason. You bring in nice Sean Wright on the back end of the secondary. You bring in Joseph Asai. Like, there were moves that I really liked. I thought they hit it out of the park with the NFL draft, and so do the people that I talked to inside the league. And my thing is, I would much rather, I was going to save this as a reply to any callers that we might take, that, I would much rather go 6-11 or 5-12 with Cade Klubnik showing progress and the defense playing well than go 7-10 with Geno Smith. I just feel like where they are right now, based on where they are in the rebuild, I would rather know about my young quarterback than spin my wheels and try to maybe go 500-ish with Geno Smith, because I don't know what that gets you. That gets you picking 16th.
Yeah,
right.
Basically.
And you don't know and you still don't know what Cade Klubnik is. And you might have played Cade on the back half of the season because you fell out of contention. Maybe you play him 3 or 4 weeks, but if you're going to play him 3 or 4 weeks, play him 17.
Fair enough. Let's get to a super chat here before we open up the phone lines here on the program. Macho has a very direct question for Matt Lombardo. Again, every time we get a super chat, it's Ryan Luda.
Wow.
Macho Talk Sports says the start, quote unquote, Cade Klubnik week 1 take felt more like a shot to the Jets organization as opposed to an endorsement on Cade. Your response is what, Matt Lombardo?
Yeah, I think it's just the reality of where they are, right? Like, again, on the podcast, when people see a 30-second, 90-second clip of me literally sitting on a soapbox as part of a bit, tell Mike Tanier, like, I have a take that I want to put into the ether. People see that. But, as I just explained here, I explained it on the podcast, they're not in the position to beat the Buffalo Bills in the AFC East. They're not in a position to have the same sort of expectations that the New England Patriots do in the AFC East. They're certainly not the Miami Dolphins. They're certainly not the Cleveland Browns. They're in the middle of a rebuild. And I think that the rebuild is on a solid foundation with this draft class. I like what they did. I like some of the picks they made in last year's draft. And I think Mason Taylor is going to be a baller, right? But it's just the reality of the Jets aren't the Chicago Bears. The Jets aren't even the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. They're in that building phase. And to me, the way that you build is to evaluate the quarterbacks you have on your roster who are younger, get them experience, and evaluate what you have so that next year you know whether you need to invest all 3 first-round picks to improve the interior of the offensive line, or go out and get a linebacker, or if you need to ship all 3 picks together to go and get Arch Manning or Dante Moore or Lenore Sellers. Like I just, if I'm building and I'm rebuilding, I want to see progress on the field, but I also want to know, how do I get myself out of this rung where I'm not stuck in purgatory and I can go toe to toe with the Jets and I can think about unseating the Bills. That's all.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So, Matt, before I open up the phone lines, is there anything else on the subject matter you want to say before we allow the fans to converse with you?
I'd rather read and react to the callers. I have thoughts, but I'd rather not repeat myself down the line.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Understood. The only thing I will say to start this off is, people, as we saw this week, Matt is aware that people disagree with his take, and you guys can respectfully share those thoughts if you have those thoughts to share, or agree. Maybe there's going to be a rare agree call in here. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm about to open up the phone lines. We're all going to find out together. So if you'd like to call in, we're about to open up the phone lines very early on the show, earlier than ever, and you have an opportunity to respond. We'll also be accepting in super chat questions that come in, so those can continue to come in. We'll open up the phone lines if you'd like to call in, and we will go caller through caller and go through this entire conversation together. But please, let's leave the personal attacks or anything of that nature out of it. If you disagree with Matt's take, he's aware that is possible. Doesn't happen all the time, I'm sure, for Matt Lombardo, but he's aware that occasionally, a star could be shooting in a certain direction. So, people, with that being said, yes, Conductor Boy Green is on the scene. I will be conducting the things here behind the scenes. So, without further ado, let's open up the phone lines. We'll welcome in your phone calls earlier than ever, right here on Boy Green Daily.
1, 2, 3.
Hello, welcome back, fam. It wasn't that long ago, but I'm once again Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. We're here on Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you find your podcast. I am joined by NFL insider Matt Lombardo. You can check out his site, Between the Hash Marks. There's a direct link in the YouTube description down below. After these phone calls, of course, we'll allow Matt to plug everything, all the good things he has cooking. And Matt joins us today, here on Sunday, and every Sunday moving forward throughout the season, which is set to come. We only have one more preseason game left. Before we get to the phone lines, I see we have another super chat. I'll give priority to the super chats coming through. Jet71, who I have a feeling will be calling in today, has a $5 super chat here for you, Matt Lombardo. Zariah Luda.
Wow.
3 raffle tickets for Jet71. He asked, Matt, did you think New England was going to the Super Bowl last year at this time?
No, but I did think that they would be a playoff team. And you look at the soft schedule, you look at Drake May. There was a lot of optimism about what May was becoming up there, and I like the draft that they had. And I know the obvious parallel is: do you think that the Jets can make that leap? Maybe. But look, the AFC is a gauntlet, and the division is a gauntlet. And you have 2 teams. You have the Bills and the Patriots above you at this point. And I think that the optimism about the Patriots was centered around Drake May, and having that young quarterback and pairing him with Josh McDaniels, one of the elite play callers in the NFL, one of the top quarterback whispering coordinators in the sport. That's where the optimism came from. I don't necessarily have that optimism in 2026 or beyond about Geno Smith, and Cade Klubnik is the great unknown, and I would just like to find out.
Very, very fair. Thank you, Jet71. Perhaps we'll hear from you in a little bit. Let's start off the phone lines. They are lit up. That is for certain. So let's go caller to caller. We'll see. Again, it's Boy Great, it's Matt Lombardo, and all the fans. Let's start it off the same way we do on every show. It's Hep joining us here on the program. Hep.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Matt. Matt,
I can't hear.
I'll ease you into it. Well, first of all, happy anniversary to Tatiana and Paul. That's great.
You can't hear him? Oh, okay. Oh, that's a Debbie Downer. All right. Hep, just hang on one second. I just want to test something out. I want to bring up another caller for you, Matt. So I'm going to bring up another call, and you tell me if you can hear them or not. If not, I'll try to kick you out and see if I can bring you back in, okay? So 1 second. Here, you can hear me, Matt, right? Matt, can you hear me?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Hang on tight. We're going to kick out Matt here. Oh, that's a terrible start to all of this. We're going to kick out Matt and get Matt to come back in here. Apologies, folks. What a Debbie Downer start to. That's, by the way, if he can really hear us. And he said, oh, we're going through a tunnel. That is the most hilarious thing I've ever heard in history. If he did do that on purpose, that's funny. And then I say, hey, Matt, you're good to go here, right? That would be funny. Anywho, all right, let's see. Hey, Matt, you can rejoin the room. All right, we'll see if we can. Yeah, that's sorry, that was anticlimactic. All right, all right, let's see. All right,
I can hear you
Matt,
now.
You can. Okay,
yes.
Thank God. All right.
And so for the people, I could not hear when Paul played the clip either. So it's a settings thing. This isn't me a ducking thing. I hosted sports talk radio in Philadelphia for 5 years. I coined the term it being a blender full of angry people. So I'm not ducking the callers. There was some sort of settings issue going on in the back end there.
Okay, so let's try this take 2. I'm going to bring him on. You tell me if you can hear him. Hep?
No, I can't hear him, but that's fine. I'll just say what I have to say, and then I'll punch off. So anyway, Matt, what I was trying to say is that I understand your take. It makes sense because it's like Paul says all the time. There's nothing worse than being in the middle, where your draft pick is like, what are you gonna? You really want to. If you're gonna suck, you want to be at the top. Right. So the only pushback I have on that is that this is AG's job. And if he doesn't get there, he's out in the sauce. And I don't see that really happening. I think he's got to do everything he's got to do to save this job. And Muji's, people seem to back this. They love this guy, AG, in the building. It's all of us out here with the pitchforks, want to get him. But anyway, that's my take. And be prepared. See you on the rebound.
Thank you, Hep. Thank you for sharing that take. I appreciate it. Matt, your response.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. If you're going to do it, the whole organization has to be on board, right? It has to be from Woody Johnson to Darren Mugi to Aaron Glenn. Everybody needs to buy in that Cade Klubnik gives you the best chance, or that Cade Klubnik, you're going to take your medicine and let him develop. It can't just be a haphazard falling into it thing. But I would make the counter argument here that Brian Dable, played Russell Wilson for 3 games last year before going to Jackson Dart, and he wound up fired anyway, taking his time. The Giants did not even give him the full rope of the full season with Jackson Dart. So I think that, everybody needs to be on board, but I don't think that there's some hard and fast rule that like this needs to happen and this is the best path to saving your job. Wins save jobs. Progress also saves jobs, right? And if they show progress and the defense is a top, 12 or so defense, even though the offense struggles and Cade Klubnik takes his lumps and they wind up going 7-10, but the defense looks like it's on the upswing, I think Aaron Glenn will get credit for that defensive turnaround just as much as you would get blamed for playing the young kid.
All right, let's go next on the line. I know this man has been waiting for this call for some time. It is Jet71 here on the program.
Good morning. Good morning. So, Matt, you seem like a good dude, so this has nothing to do with you personally. I want to put that on the table first. But this take, the more you talk, you're just digging yourself deeper and deeper in the hole. Because Macha was right. You just said you went from the Jets. So what if they were? My quote comes from the Man-Child show. It didn't come from the one you gave me.
Okay.
You're not going to lose because of a foolish mistake by Klubnik, I don't think. And even if you do, it doesn't matter. You're the Jets. Okay. This whole idea that the Jets just have to suck or make the playoffs, or it doesn't matter if they win 7 games or 10 games. That's the problem I have. I'm so tired of this. Oh, well, you're the Jets. Just suck and get another draft pick. That's the problem. Now, you may have thought the pay toilets were going to make the playoffs last year, but I would say the consensus after coming off of 3 years of dog shit and 4 wins, that not many people thought that they were going to make the playoffs. So if you just said AG should make progress, then why would you be okay with 3 or 4 wins? So what? You're the Jets. So you saw this guy play for about 8 snaps of passing football, and you said, let's just play him, and if you suck, who cares? The team needs to make progress. Are they going to make progress with Geno Smith?
All right, can he hear me, or is it the same audio issue with Hep?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. No, because Hep couldn't hear me. I didn't know if it was the same sort of thing. No, but my whole thing here is progress can look in a lot of different ways. They could be a top 12 defense this year. They could have 7 interceptions. They could be playing competent football. They could be losing games, 24-17, rather than getting blown out every week, and it looks like progress. The other thing is, I don't necessarily know that Geno Smith is the answer for this year. I don't know that he's going to be that much better than what Cade Klubnik could give you. And let's just set the table here, Jets 71. Now, let's go back to when I made the comment, which was last Tuesday or Wednesday. It was coming off of joint practices with the Buccaneers, where I'm seeing reports from beat writers of 3 interception days from Geno Smith. And I talk to coaches and executives in the league all the time. And I just had somebody tell me yesterday that joint practices are where you do your work with your starters. That's where you see the progress of what your roster is. The preseason games themselves are for evaluating spots 47 through 53 on the roster. These coaches don't give a damn about preseason. They care about what happens in those joint practices. And when I'm seeing Geno Smith sound like he's having a terrible time against that Buccaneers defense, I start thinking, what if Geno Smith really regressed? And if Geno Smith is closer to what Geno Smith was with Chip Kelly and the Raiders than he was Geno Smith with the Seattle Seahawks, if it becomes last year's Geno Smith or worse against Cade Klubnik with an unknown ceiling, I'd rather play the kid. That's just my perspective here. Now, if those reports had come out that Geno Smith was firing 5 touchdowns and he's dialed in with Garrett Wilson and he looks great in these joint practices, then maybe I put that take back in the holster. And admittedly, after he has that great drive the other night, the conversation kind of worsens. But you have to remember, this is a snapshot in time. And at that moment in time, it sounded like Geno Smith was really struggling. And when the veteran, who I don't think has that high of a ceiling, is already struggling, I'm looking to the lottery ticket. I'm looking to the 4th round pick, that if he works out, I have my starting quarterback. And if he doesn't, I only spent a 4th round pick on him. And I have 3 first round picks that if I'm bad with him, I don't have to trade those first round picks to get my franchise quarterback next spring.
Yeah, let me get this in real quick. Okay, I get it. One joint, but there were plenty of practices where Geno Smith looked great. Now, granted, they weren't joint. Fair enough. Quick question, then I'll get off with this. If the Jets have a top 12 defense and they start Geno Smith, do you think they can make the playoffs?
Maybe. I mean, let's talk about the teams in the AFC. Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, you still have the Buffalo Bills that you have to get through, who loaded up around Josh Allen. The Patriots went out and they got A.J. Brown, who's going to be even better in that system than he was in Philly because he has a competent deep ball thrower in Drake May. The Denver Broncos are a team that I talked to Brian Baldinger. It's in my column for tomorrow morning. They think they can win the Super Bowl, and Sean Payton knows it. Baldy thinks they can go to the Super Bowl. So there's 3. the Chargers are going to be in the mix every year because of Justin Herbert and that defense. We don't know what Kansas City's going to be. We're at 5, right? We're at 5 teams right now.
I'm not giving you the Chargers, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, they made the playoffs a year ago. Houston is going to win that division, and they're going. They have the best defense in the league, right? So I'm at 6, and the Jaguars made the postseason last year with Trevor Lawrence. I happen to think they take a step back. Maybe the Jets are that 6th wild card. Maybe if they have a top 12 defense, and Geno Smith is Geno Smith of last season. But we'll see.
But that's the point. If you think that defense is that good, then starting Geno Smith is the better bet to try to make the playoffs this year. And the Jets shouldn't just throw away the season.
But what's life like in 2027, 28, and 29? Okay.
You can figure it out next year.
If you're telling me you're trading those 3 first-round picks for Baker Mayfield, then okay, I can get on board with that.
Well, what if you trade him for Mahomes? What if you trade him for Allen? What if you no, not those players particularly, but I'm saying, what if the guy coming out of the draft, what if you take those 3 draft picks for 1, and that 1 pick can be Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Stafford, Burrow. So anyway, I don't want to take all the time here. I woke up early because this take to me was an absolute just shit on the Jets moment. They should just suck. Who cares? I can't live with that. They are going to win 10 games, and they will make the playoffs, and that's my take. And if I'm wrong, I'll call you back.
Well, we got to make a bet with this, with Jet 71. We got to make some sort of fun bet, whether it's his favorite coffee or something, a cheesesteak against something. I don't know.
Okay, let's see. Jet 71. Yeah, he is in California, so he's at 4:30 in the morning right now. And he heard that you were taking calls, and he says, I'm setting an alarm. And I'm like, all right, here we go. So let's go. Matt, do you have time for more callers?
Let's take 1 or 2.
Okay, all right, here we go. Up next, we have Kyle Clifton here on the show. Clifton?
We're really going to run the gamut this morning. You probably should have brought me in after Hep because he was talking about guys that have the pitchforks out for Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
well, Kyle, can you hear me? First of all,
of course.
Okay, good. All right, just a Hep issue. Sorry, Hep. All right, anywho, go ahead, Kyle.
So, there's something to be said for playing the best player. Right now, Geno is the best player. You saw it in the game the other night that with the grounding call, there's certain things that, just elementary things, game experience things that Klubnik's just not there yet.
Yeah, that's fair.
And you want to have him get, a fair understanding of the playbook and mastery of the playbook. To me, this guy is always going to have a runway to play this year, an extended runway to play this year at some point. Like I think they're going to want to get a look at him. I don't think it has to be in game 1.
That's fair, but I guess my counterpoint that I have is, again, first-round pick, different type of investment. Bo Nix plays game 1. They go to the playoffs. They go to the AFC Championship game the following year, right? Dak Prescott, 4th-round pick, played right away. Week 1, game 1, year 1. Decent rookie season. Heck of a career. No Super Bowl, not great in the postseason for a lot of issues with the Cowboys, but I think a lot of Jets fans and a lot of franchises would sign up for Dak Prescott and that career that he's had in terms of always being in the mix. And I'm with you. At the time that I made those comments, let's just go back again. It sounded like best player versus Cade Klubnik was like here and here, right? And if it's here and here, I'm playing the kid. That's just my thought on things, especially when I have the parachute of 3 first-round picks in my back pocket that if this kid doesn't work out, I can go and get my guy. You know what I mean?
Well, we're not trading 3 first-round picks for Baker Mayfield. Let's get that out there right now.
Well, of course not. Of course not. I'm saying to go get my guy number 1 overall pick. That's what I'm saying.
So one last thing here.
Yes, sir.
Like, I think that, Geno, and if the Jets were serious about winning, they wouldn't have brought back Aaron Glenn, to me, right? But he's going to be here. I have to deal with it. This is my cross to bear. But Geno gives them the best chance in the here and now. In a month and a half, that might change.
Sure.
Right? To me, for now, play the best player. If Geno can set the world on fire like he did the other night in the preseason, then maybe you get something that's wholly unexpected.
Hypothetical for both of you, for Boy Green and for Kyle. let's say that the Atlanta Falcons, who have all this money tied up in Drake London and Kyle Pitts and now Bijan, or the Cleveland Browns, who have all that dreck at quarterback. Let's say one of those teams calls up and offers you a 4th-round pick for Geno Smith. Are you taking it, or are you, riding with Geno week 1 because he's the best player for week 1?
Oh, you're saying like
2026?
right now, basically, we get that
They
call?
They call you tomorrow because their quarterback situation.
Well, here's the thing, Matt. Like either those 4th-round picks are important or they're not, right? Like we can't say that play Klubnik, he's only a 4th-round pick. If he crashes and burns, it doesn't matter.
As a quarterback, you can find a linebacker, you can find a corner, you can find Jordan.
Well, that's my whole thing.
6th or 7th round pick, and he's an All-Pro.
I kind of feel like where the Jets were picking in the 4th round, you're going to find good players. So I didn't like the fact that they traded up for Klubnik to begin with. To me, just take down the best player.
Yeah,
and they didn't do that. And they've had a habit of trying to trade up on day 3 the last 2 years. To me, when you're trading up, you're doing it on day 1 and 2 because you're seeing value drop. And like. To me, would I have to consider a 4th rounder for Geno? Yeah, but if a team is really desperate, I'm probably going to hold out for a 3rd. We're all in the business of trying to win here. This is a 15-year drought. I understand the fans that are clamoring to see if they can get some playoff football.
Yeah,
that's all I had, guys.
Appreciate it, Kyle.
Appreciate you, Kyle.
To answer your question, Matt, no, I wouldn't. 4th or a 3rd, because I think the message that sends, we're all offseason. I crowned him as a QB1 as soon as he arrived here. And to send away my starting quarterback weeks before the season, I think would send a horrific message to the rest of the locker room. Because then what's your plan? Obviously, you have to go add somebody else if you were to do that, a free agent, Andy Dalton, a trade, whatever you're going to do out in the universe, you have to add someone in. And that person's going to have 2 or 3 weeks slap on the tush to get ready for the season with no real training camp to speak of by that
be your
point.
Backup.
Yeah, right.
He'd be your backup.
So to me, there's just no way. I just couldn't do it. And I get it, right? The Jets they did a 6th, 7th swap. So to trade for a 4th a few months later is great business. Wow, great stock investment that magically transformed into a 4th round pick. But no, for him being our starting quarterback, I can't. Now, if we're at the trade deadline and he looked whatever, we weren't winning games, and then they're like, now what do we do? I guess Aaron Glenn job security, that's where the question all of a sudden comes back to bear here. Let's see. I think we could get one more in here, and this is the co-host Matt that'll be joining us here next. We have Snowball of the Jets Worldwide team, and we also have Johnny Boy of the Jets Worldwide team.
Wow.
And
3-on-1 here.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we'll see what this ends up being, but let me play this.
This is Jets Worldwide. Why?
Be honest, it's more a 2-on-1 handicap match. I'm a pretty neutral observer of this conversation. I'm just giving a few yes. So I'm doing more of that. I'm just the conductor. That's all. That's my role. But welcome in Johnny Boy to the show and Snowball. Rich, we'll start with you. Do you have something to say, Matt Lombardo, about this Cade Klubnik conversation?
Yeah, listen, I'm a gentleman. I'm not going to be controversial. I'm not going to try to get one over on Matt or whatever. But I have a couple of questions. I do. So first of all, my question is this: what I'm going to get a room together of Jets players, right? And I want you to deliver your message to them, right? We're going to get Garrett Wilson. We're going to put him in the room. We're going to put Breece Hall in the room. We're going to put Mason Taylor in the room. We're going to get, Demario Davis, Minkah Fitzpatrick. We're going to put all these vets into the room. And you're going to say, we're going to put the team in the hands of a rookie, right? What message does that give to the veterans who have come here to play under Aaron Glenn? What does that say to them? And on the flip side of that, the draft picks that we just picked up, we got the draft picks that we got. What do you say to them, people who are looking to develop, right? We're going to put a rookie in to take over the team.
How
does that
I'm literally getting the room together. I'm getting them into my office or one of the position group meeting rooms. Hey, meet me in the linebacker room. We're going to have a team meeting. And I'm going to tell them, look, I don't make this decision if I don't believe that Cade gives us the best chance to win. We went into this offseason thinking that Geno Smith was the guy. I saw so much from Cade in practices and in the preseason. I believe he can be the guy. I don't think that it's 1999 anymore, where quarterbacks need to hold the clipboard and sit and learn for 6-8 weeks, a full season. I think he's ready. I trust Frank Reich. Frank Reich tells me that he's ready. I've watched Frank Reich take a rookie quarterback and go 7-9 and then to a Super Bowl the following year. I look in the AFC and I see Bo Nix as a first-round pick, go to the playoffs as a rookie year 1, go to the AFC Championship game year 2. I believe that we have that type of a player in Cade. Now, obviously, you guys are going to need to do your part. You need to trust me, and we're going to go and we're going to do this thing together. We're going to build something here that has longevity with the Jets, and we're not going to play for this year. We're thinking big picture and the rest of your career.
But that's based on a hypothetical, or that's based on what you said the other day?
You asked me what I like if I were actually making that move. Right?
No,
if I were Aaron Glenn, like that's what I would do. And Snowball, just to be clear, when I made those comments, they were made with the information that I had at hand, that it hadn't been a standout camp from Geno Smith, and that he had struggled in these practices against the Buccaneers defense. And like if Geno Smith were out there, obviously like playing well, and he's having this great camp, and things are awesome, and he looks like he's 5 years younger, and we were getting those reports, that thought doesn't even like pop into the head. But like I've said to callers over and over, that if the difference is here, and Geno's here, and Cade's here, which is what it was sounding like, and what it was looking like in the game, then I'm philosophically, I'm deeply rooted in my philosophy of play the kid, get him the reps, get him the snaps.
Right. And just to add on to that, like we've seen this happen before with the Jets, where they've taken a rookie quarterback and thrown them out onto the field. And I have a saying, right? The Jets are masters of breaking quarterbacks. Right. So
Frank Reich isn't, though. Frank Reich isn't. I mean, he was there for a big chunk of Phillip Rivers' career with the Chargers. He was there for Wentz. It didn't work out in Indy because
Carolina.
Carolina. Yeah, they never really had the quarterback there. I guess they took it didn't work out with Bryce Young. It didn't work out with Bryce Young as the blip on the resume there. But people get trapped in this mentality of like USC quarterbacks are terrible, or the Jets always ruin quarterbacks. Every program is different. Every coaching staff is different, right? Like I don't ascribe to that like
either. It's not necessarily the Jets organization. I believe that we are the problem. The fan base is the problem, right? So one errant throw, one interception, and the stadium erupts, and we're like, kill this guy, get him out of here.
Well, I can tell you for a fact that there were people in the room pounding the table to keep Sam Darnold. Like there were people in that organization that wanted to keep Sam Darnold rather than hit the reset button with Zach Wilson. Now they're no longer there, but I can tell you that within the organization there was patience to try and develop Darnold more than they actually enacted. So whether that's from the top, Woody Johnson wanting a fresh start, whether that's kowtowing to the fans, who your theory of a couple interceptions and then you get Mike White, the Great White Hope, whatever the case may be.
Woody Johnson is an owner, so you've got to take that into account as well. So I'm just thinking about the mental stability of a developing quarterback as well. Throwing them into the fire in the New York media, I don't understand the philosophy of that either. I'd rather run the course with Geno no matter what, and have Cade develop behind him, safe and sound on the bench, standing on the sidelines, holding the clipboard, writing notes down.
Dubious notes. Do you have any other questions, Snowball, for Matt?
I pass to Johnny Boy.
Okay, Johnny Boy, and then we'll allow Matt to enjoy the rest of his beautiful Sunday here. Johnny Boy, please.
First off, good morning, Matt. Good
Johnny
morning,
Boy. How you doing, man?
Doing well, doing really good today. Snowball, buenos dias. Happy anniversary, BG. Very proud of you, man. Keep that going on. So, all right, Matt.
Well, first off, I just want to thank you. Anywho, Chris.
So you're going off of what other individuals are saying in regards to reporters and what they're reporting, correct? So
For practice, you're talking about
for joint practice. Okay. I mean, I wasn't in Florham Park. You know what I'm saying? But like, I go off the information that I have, and reporters who I know personally and who I trust and who I see are saying things aren't going well. I mean, as humans, what do we have to do? We have to make the best decision off the information that we have. Correct?
100%. But I wanted to ask you, but there were other reports too saying that the Jets have not had a quarterback in a very long time that's been able to come in and put fear into the safeties because he's throwing the ball really out there, and you're having receivers that are able to actually catch the ball this time around. I mean, we came from a Justin Field-led team last year now to a Geno Smith and a potential of what Cade Klubnik could be. I mean, I think we have a Musgrave that's not being talked about enough, that I could see him building up a Cade Klubnik, but I don't think not right now, not over. Because if you're talking about progress for me is give me a winning season, which we have not had in how many years now, BG?
11. It was 2015 right? Was our last winning season, yes.
So that would be progress for me. And then in training camp, quarterbacks are going to do things that they typically would not do in games, right?
In regular practices, yeah.
So they're gonna.
You're not doing that when you're practicing against another team. When you're going against another team, like this is just from coaches and executives and GMs that I talk to on the regular. Like when you roll that ball, and I've covered joint practices. I've covered Jets versus Giants joint practices, and Giants versus Lions joint practices, and Eagles versus Ravens joint practices. Like I've been there. When they roll the ball out there and there's another team wearing a different uniform, if it's 11 on 11, assume that other than the quarterback wearing the red jersey, that's live. Those are two coaches that are coaching a game against one another because they're going to do things on that practice field when it's just the two teams that they're not going to do in a preseason game, because in a preseason game, you have to send that game tape out to all 32 teams. So all 32 teams got to look at what you put on film during a game. In a joint practice, the only teams that get those tapes are the Jets and the Buccaneers. That's it. So assume that on the practice field in joint practice, that those coaches, when their first team offense or first team defense is on the field, that they're running that like a game, more so than a preseason game.
So last night I saw the Bucs play against, I think it was the Chiefs.
Yeah, Bucs,
and, right? Yep. And that Bucs defense looked insane.
Oh yeah, right? the kid they drafted,
Ruben Bain. Oh my God,
Ruben Bain was I remember having conversations about Ruben Bain back before the draft. So I searched through my text thread and I was like, oh yeah, an NFC executive told me that Ruben Bain is a physical, dominant football player who's going to improve any defense who he steps on the field with. And that was back in like March or early April. And you saw that last night with what he was doing against the Chiefs for sure.
So Matt, just to end this and everything, like your take, it really felt more of a slight towards the Jets organization. And we as insane Jet fans that we took it that way because I'm somebody that does believe in AG. I'm somebody that does believe in you can't just fire a coach off of 1 year and then that's it, because it just does not work, and we've been asking for a middle of the pack quarterback that just knows how to call, protections out there, to be able to have a good cadence with the actual center. And you're seeing that right now with Geno Smith. With Cade, you're having issues. He's having issues with his center at the current moment, so which I think it takes time for him to understand the speed of the NFL compared to where he was at before. So for me, it is Geno Smith that gives you the best possibility to get a W on Sundays when they put him out there, compared to Cade, where you saw him go against the ones this game. Now, I know that your take was prior to seeing the Steelers game, so I'm trying to put that into the context now as well. But I think it kind of kills the conversation that Geno should not be starting.
Geno was terrific. Geno was terrific the other night against the Steelers, and I think that is a conversation changer. But a lot of people have echoed this same sentiment that it was some sort of slight against the Jets. I'm not waking up at 6:30 in the morning to talk Jets every Sunday when I'm writing until 1 in the morning a national NFL column if I hate the Jets, right? Like my thought here is that full disclosure, big time Sixers fan, like all in on the Sixers. When Sam Hinkie was doing the process, I was all in on that. Get as many assets as you can, get as many high draft picks as you can, get Joel Embiid, create all the cap space that you can. And it didn't work out for Sam Hinkie, but they went to an Eastern Conference championship. They now had the cap space on hand to go and get LeBron James. They brought in superstars over the years. I bring this up because philosophically, if I'm in a rebuild, I'm embracing the rebuild aspect of it. I'm not trying to build a team that can go 7-10 or go 9-8. I want to open up a New England Patriots-sized Super Bowl window. I want to open up a Denver Broncos-sized Super Bowl window. I want to try to build a team like the Eagles that's at the top of the division every single year. I want to build a team like the Chicago Bears, who have their franchise quarterback, and they've done an outstanding job over the last 2 drafts of adding playmakers around him, homegrown talent that they're building and developing and growing with. And I just think that with playing Geno Smith, you're spinning your wheels. You might win a couple games in 2026, but what does that make you in 2027, 2028, and 2029? I'm always taking the longer form view of how do I build a dominant roster. Paul asked me a couple weeks ago, I don't know if I even texted you back, do I play fantasy football? I do a little bit, but I'm in one dynasty league. Right. So there's my line of thinking. I want to build the roster that's going to be good for 5 or 10 years. I don't really care about, especially if I'm in a rebuild, being 500 or so for 1 year. That's just, that's where the philosophical take comes from.
Yeah, clearly on the fantasy football front, Dynasty is completely different than redraft leagues where it's a 1 year, we're all in, and we got to win it. So, Matt, you've been incredibly generous with your time. We have 400 people in the room. 2 things here. I want you to be able to plug between the hash marks. I see we have one last super chat question coming in here of Matt. What quarterbacks do you think will get cut by August 30th? Because if people don't believe in Cade, then which again, his whatever preseason performance you want to say against the Steelers, which was fine. I thought he was fine. I didn't think he was terrible. I didn't think he was great. He was just, he's a rookie quarterback. That's what happens. But if not, a lot of Jets fans believe they need to add a quarterback. If so, is there someone worth note?
Stetson Bennett, maybe. You draft Ty Simpson #1. You have Jimmy Garoppolo in the building. I don't think you're keeping 4. Yeah. You put me on the spot here.
Yeah, right.
That's the one that jumps to mind, especially because I was watching the Rams and he played all game yesterday. But
let me float one to you because you have Eagles ties. That's it. That's what I was going to say. Andy Dalton. He's been the obvious one. There. Frank Reich and Andy in Carolina, and now with the Eagles. So okay.
Yeah, I don't know why he's in that building, to be honest. But there's obvious coach on the field approach with Andy Dalton and knowing Frank Reich's system pretty.
Does Tanner McKee shake free at all, or is he locked in Philly?
I think they'd probably have to trade for him. They kind of like in Chicago, they love talking up Tyson Bagent. I think that the only thing that Ben Johnson loves more than his wife and kids and tight ends is Tyson Bagent. So if you want Tyson Bagent, you're probably gonna have to trade for him. Right. But yeah, August 30th, I'd probably think about like a Stetson Bennett type or an Andy Dalton.
Well, thank you, Luby, for that. All right, let's end with some proper plugs here, Matt. Thank you for being a good sport and engaging with the people, jumping back to your radio days, as you called it. Again, it is in the YouTube description down below, but I'll put it up on the screen, betweenthehashmarks.com, where you can, I guess, let me not assume anything. For people that may have never visited the website before and they're about to visit it for the first time, what are they seeing? What are they getting from you?
Yeah, you're getting national NFL coverage. I've covered the NFL for 15 years, have a Rolodex of sources of coaches, executives, scouts, current and former players. Every Monday, we write the 4 Downs column. It goes live before you wake up every morning. 52 weeks a year. If you used to read Peter King, come read what Peter King reads now as a subscriber to Between the Hash Marks. The column on Monday, we have the podcast every Tuesday. Friday, we have the mailbag where you can, toss me all of your questions, and I'll pull out the phone and I'll dial up a GM or a coach or a former player who played the position you're asking about or played for the team you're asking about, get their insight in the mailbag every Friday. And the podcast with Mike Tanier, a good friend of mine. He's covered the league well longer than I have. He's covered 10 Super Bowls. I've covered 5. We did the podcast every Tuesday. It's all there between thehashmarks.com, completely independent NFL journalism. I'd love to have you check us out, see what we're building.
There you go. It is in the YouTube description down below. Matt, looking forward to this 4-pack. This is going to be our Sundays every week moving forward here. So me and you, Matt, for the first 30 minutes, and then you'll pass the baton as you're giving a high five to cover your NFL Insider Day. So this will be awesome. Thank you, Matt.
Matt, the song remains the same, correct? You're sticking to your guns. Your story is your story.
Oh, yeah, you're not changing your tune now. Based on all the conversation we just had, you're sticking to your original Cade Klubnik take is what Snowball's asking.
I mean, if it's teetering at all, it's because Geno Smith looked like he looked against the Steelers, right?
Which was post your take.
Yeah,
right?
which was post the take.
Happen. Right, correct.
Yeah, but I think philosophically, it doesn't change. Philosophically, if it's here, I'm playing the kid. But if Geno's up here, and we keep seeing that Geno's up here, it's a different conversation.
So it might have been a case of premature evaluation.
I love it.
Hey, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Real quick. I just want to say one thing to you.
Okay.
Go Knicks. Knicks in 5. That was all.
Okay.
I was pulling for you guys. I was all over the Knicks in the finals. I was rooting for you. I was happy. I was thrilled. I was glad you exercised the stink of game 3 or whatever that was. And you got it done in 5. That was awesome.
There you go. Beautiful.
I love the dude too. We're burning the sage outside of MSG to get rid of the hex. And it
you got to do what you got to do.
Those guys were the MVP.
The real MVP. Matt Lombardo is the best, baby. Joining us here on the program. Huge shout out to Matt Lombardo. Hey, good sport. He knew the hellfire that was coming. I told him I said, hey, just so you're aware, there may be a few people that disagree. And he said, okay, here we go. He says, I don't mind. I'll take calls. I did radio. And I said, okay, great. And here we have it. So it's great to have you boys on the show. We have more phone calls. I want to apologize to the 4 or 5 other callers that were trying to call in with Matt too. I was looking at time. I'm like, crap. Personally, hey, this is on me. I wish I would have gotten to the phone lines earlier. Didn't know my wind-up pitch was going to take the first 15 minutes of the show. So I apologize to anyone that missed out on Matt and wanted to talk to him directly. My apologies. He went way over his time. He was going to be on for 30-ish minutes, and he was here for an hour. So salute to Matt Lombardo. But first off, Snowball, Rich, Johnny Boy. Not 3 people. That's just 2 names for the first guy. Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Happy anniversary, by the way.
Thank you.
Yo, can I say this real quick? Man, I've never seen my guy Snowball. Wasn't Snowball? You got rich today, okay? He came in guns a-blazing.
Respectfully. I thought he did it very respectfully.
Yeah,
and I saw that he was looking down, so it seemed like it mattered to him that he got his questions. He must have wrote them down in front of him to make sure he got them correctly. So I respect it. Again, Jet 71 got up at 4:30 in the morning for even earlier now. I keep saying 4:30 like we started 7:30. We started at 7, so he got up at least at 4 in the morning, but probably in the 3 a.m. hour in preparation of Boy Green Daily. So, hey, a lot of people wanted to talk to Matt. I appreciate Matt was willing to converse, and specifically for Rich. I'm glad that we're able to get him on. I saw Rich, a.k.a. Snowball, got in very early. He normally does for these shows, even though most of the time, especially now with Matt, you could hit the snooze button. You guys want to be here till 7:30, but Rich is always here. And at first in my head, I'm like, is Rich here because he's just a wonderful student that has a perfect attendance, or is he want to get in on this Matt Lombardo action? I remember him saying something about Matt Lombardo previously, so I assume so. But I want to bring up a caller, and Rich's like, "Whoa, man, I'm just here for my bit." And I'm like, "Oh, sorry." So I appreciate old Rich here hitting us up in the private chat. Like, no, I wish to converse, and converse you did. Here on the show. So again, apologies to the other callers who did not make it. So Rich was good.
That was my teacher voice.
That was I felt it. It's stern, but affirmative. Yeah, it had some juice. There's a few super chats I want to get to that either had nothing to do with Matt or I thought there were conversations that could exist without Matt. So I want to get a couple of super chats in here, then we'll go back to the phone lines here on the program. I see Ace of Spade bring this up, and I think it's an interesting topic to sort of parse here. A $2 super chat from Ace of Spade.
Wow.
He says, I would only trade all 3 ones for an established quarterback. Matt sort of haphazardly brought up, like, oh, Baker, you could trade the 3 ones for. I think he was just using that as an example. I don't think he really meant Baker Mayfield 3 number ones because I don't think that's what it would cost. But it's an interesting conversation here. If the Jets are not in a position, they don't have a top 10 pick. Let's say the potential purgatory happens. Someone brought that up earlier, right? You win enough games, you're picking like 15th, 16th, 17th, and let's say the Cowboys and Packers are as good as we all think they're going to be, and the Colts, Daniel Jones fully healthy. I'll be honest, we haven't talked about this yet. I'm totally surprised. I did not think he'd be fully back by now, and to be honest, he's been back for a couple weeks, so that caught me off guard. I'm like, damn. Yeah, Farouk, damn. I was hoping that, not to wish injury on anybody, I was just hoping he took more time with this recovery. I just wanted him to be fully healthy for 2027 and beyond. Or maybe not, which version of Daniel Jones we're getting. But anywho, so there's a world where the Jets are not picking in the top 10, and it can be difficult to envision how they get up even with the 3 number ones. So the other door that the Jets can pursue because they have the assets is, hey, let's package these picks. We can't get a young quarterback. Let's go get a guy right now, a Lamar Jackson, who is in contract issues with the Ravens as a random example. But that kind of guy, Joe Burrow was brought up a million times this offseason. There's been Jalen Hurts whispers. I don't know if that floats either of your boats. But in a general sense, are either of you open to the possibility of utilizing the treasure chest of picks, not for the rookie quarterback because for some reason we can't get up there, but saying, let's go get a proven guy that's either still in his prime or it's not Aaron Rodgers. Like, he's not 39. You're picking someone in their mid-20s, late 20s, early 30s. CJ Stroud, if they refuse to pay him, is he in that conversation? There's just random quarterback. But the idea in general of giving up multiple ones to go get an established quarterback, are you for it or against it? Johnny Boy, we'll start off with you.
This is tough because it's kind of in the same conversation of the whole KOC that we've been talking about, right? And I was one of the guys that were like, there's only probably 2 coaches that I would want to do that for.
Right.
And
Give
I
up
feel
picks for, yeah.
And I feel the same way about this. Honestly, dude, it would probably only be Joe Burrow for me.
You wouldn't do it for Lamar Jackson? He's a two-time NFL MVP, man. What's the Lamar Jackson age in the audience?
It's not. I said there's a few. So
well, yeah, but you said it's probably only Joe Burrow. You said it was a few, and then you went, well, it's probably only Joe Burrow.
Dude, because it's 3 ones, man. And it's
I'm not saying 3, but like maybe it is all 3.
And it's the Jets. You know what I'm saying?
What
like,
does that mean?
Because I want us to finally be able to get somebody.
I do too. I want to choose our own. You
Yeah.
know, and nothing against adoption, but like I want to have our own baby. I want our baby. No, I don't want to adopt. You know, nothing wrong with the people that do.
But I do love Lamar Jackson.
Adopted, but anywho, yeah.
And that would just put him, and I mean Lamar coming here. I could see the chip on the shoulder for him, and being like, shit, you know, if I win with the Jets, this is gonna put me over a whole bunch of other individuals for my career. Yeah.
So maybe. Dude. So you're maybe. And the quarterbacks would be Lamar and Joe Burrow. That's it.
Yeah, I think that's where I would be at. Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Matt had me at Stetson Bennett, but that's for other reasons. Okay.
Well, with how Ty Simpson has played, maybe I wouldn't have thought that Stetson Bennett is even potentially available, but with how Ty Simpson has played, maybe he's the QB2, Stetson Bennett more up in the air. Now, if I'm the Rams, I'm keeping all 3. I'm trying to win a Super Bowl. I'm keeping as many quarterbacks that I believe are possible. If another team wants my 3rd string quarterback, I'll say, hey, lick an ashtray, buddy. No, you're not getting you're not getting one of my quarterbacks. I'm keeping all 3. If I'm trying to win the Super Bowl, I want to have as much insulation as possible, but I knew that would, strike a tone with you. Johnny Boy, I knew that would, rev your engine. That's for sure.
I mean, you started laughing as soon as he said it
because I knew as soon as you just said it, you didn't even have to make I just went, and then I saw you going like,
"Yep." It's like damn, Skippy,
and I was like,
bro.
Here he is. All right, so you would be open to do it potentially for the right quarterback, Rich?
I've always been of the mind that Jets should always develop their own quarterback. So
sure.
I think we use the draft picks for other assets. And like, I just can't. I know that the argument is that we've seen an equal amount of like, team-made quarterbacks who have had success and inheriting vets and stuff, and teams having success. So it's like it's a 50-50 type of a deal with that scenario. So I'm a homegrown guy. I'm a Jets guy. I want to be, my own person. I want to, claim that we took this guy and made him who he is.
Yes.
So I'm going to use the draft picks for draft picks. I'm not going to grab another quarterback. I'm going to get our guy in the draft.
Okay. So just to give it an example. So if your choices are trade for established guy, whoever that could possibly be in the universe, or just trade up as high as you can and get one of those quarterbacks.
Yes.
Go for one of the quarterbacks.
I'm going for the draft.
All right, fair enough. And again, there's nothing more than I want than that. I just see what other people like. I feel like I'm at somebody's house and I'm looking, they're having like a family dinner. And I'm like, that's what I want. I want this. I actually have a beautiful family. This is just merely an example, but something I yearn for that I can't have, that I'm just like looking, and people like, I'm just like looking at like a Joe Burrow, and then the Bengal fans are looking at him like, Joe, whoever their guy is, right? The Colts, when they got Peyton Manning, Peyton Manning, when they get whoever. Like that, to me, I want that connection. I want to look at that person the way that all these other people are looking at quarterbacks. I want the Jets to have one of those where every week you're just like, well, you've got Joe Burrow, you've got a shot. You've got Joe Burrow, you got a shot. You got Lamar, or whoever that quarterback is, and the Mahomes, obviously. You have this quarterback. You have a chance every single week when that guy's in. Every week, there's no, geez, clearly the Jets are going to lose this game. If they have this special quarterback, they can win any game. And that would be incredibly exciting. Another super chat on the same topic matter. Let's go to Hear Me Out. Meow. With a $5 super chat.
Wow.
Did you just meow?
He did.
From a place of love, which sort of feels like, with all due respect, Joe Burrow is never going to the Jets to a rebuild team. He wants to win now, but 3-1s trades need to stop in general. Whoa. Hear me out. From a place of love, okay. Why does everyone just assume the Jets are a consistent rebuilding team? Well, what are they built? They've been building for 15 years. Well, what do they have, a Taj Mahal? What the hell have they built in 15 years? So like time has been the building efforts here. Like the Jets, for people that just sort of gloss over the Jets, not to say that you hear me out, because you've been here since this channel started 6 years ago in September. But like, there's a lot of people who say, the Jets. But if you look at this team objectively, the offensive line, Garrett Wilson, Omar Cooper Jr., first-round draft choice, Kenyon Sadiq, first-round draft choice, Breece Hall, top 10, highest-paid running back in football, Mason Taylor, top 50 pick. You can see that if a quarterback fell for the heavens, that's a hard thing to do. I get it. I'm not glossing over that key piece of the puzzle that could be missing here and is missing. But like, if you're the Jets and this season goes whichever way, and they're just like, we've had enough. Joe Burrow has this horrific season with the Bengals. They can't do it for him. Bengals, booyah, 3 number ones and whatever else is required. Like, let's go. Broadway Joe in New York, and we've got an offensive line. Yeah, Joe Burrow, where the people protect you so you don't get hit. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, Mr. Burrow. Yeah, that's what we have here. Yeah, an offensive line. Yeah, you've sort of been playing 7-on-7, yet the other team has had a full 11-on-11 as they're coming after you to rip your head off from your body.
Can I add an addendum to my?
Yes, please.
I'll put an addendum on that. Okay. So when we would say a rebuild, right?
Yeah.
Like there's 2 parts, right? You got to have like hammers and nails, right? So like, I think the hammers are like the coaches, right? And the nails are the players. So
sure.
We don't know what this coaching staff is going to be like yet. A lot of people have ideas about what the head coach and the defensive coordinator is going to look like this year and have at it. But we haven't seen the chemistry yet all together in live fire with this team. If the team looks like complete dog water, okay, and the dog coaching water, and everyone looks like they're, running around with their heads on fire and completely incompetent, then I can see possibly using those picks for an established veteran, because a new coaching staff is coming in, and you can use the stability of a savvy vet to kind of right the ship. But if this team shows promise and you see progress over the course of the year and the coaching staff looks good and Musgrave is, proving himself and Reich is proving himself, then I say, use the 3 1s to jump up in the draft and get the QB of the future.
Because you believe in the process.
Right. I believe in the process. That's it.
Yeah.
But that's where I go like that. And that's where I'm fighting, because for me, it's always like, it's a roll of the dice. It's not a guarantee.
Nothing's a guarantee in life, Johnny boy.
I mean, I get that, but it's not a guarantee that Arch Manning is the second coming of a Peyton Manning.
But you got to trust your process, though. To Snowball's point, if you see the progress with the staff this year in whatever way that is, whether it's tangible, intangible, whatever, and you get to the offseason, you're like, we feel pretty good about the staff. We trust them. At that point is what you're saying to yourself, that we trust them to get the quarterback that they believe is the guy. And with the belief that you have in the staff and with the talent that's on the field, you combine those two things together and presto, you have it. But again, that's like any ride. There's no guarantee that number 1 overall pick is this or 5th overall pick is this. It's part of the scary part for us as fans, that we open our heart to love, right? Mark Sanchez, 5th overall. Oh, this is going to work out. Oh, Sam Darnold, 3rd overall. He fell right into our laps. Gods, thank you. It's part of the love. You have to open yourself up to love, knowing that you could get hurt. That's what makes the love so special when it hits, and you hit 12-year anniversaries and things are so special. Tatiana.
But I mean, if you're putting if it's like choose between Joe Burrow and the question mark of the potential of a QB, I'm probably going Joe Burrow, dude.
It is crazy. Think about this, right?
For that.
Think about the Lamar Jackson situation a few years ago where he was in I'm going to mess up the tag because I don't have him in front of me, but the tag where he could have been signed by another team. And if the Ravens didn't match, the Ravens would have gotten 2 first-round picks. And all these teams go, I would never do that. Lamar Jackson, are you friggin' kidding me? No way. And then you see teams, wait, I could trade to the number 1 overall pick and get Jobby Blobby from random college, and it's not a guarantee? Yeah, sure. We could have Joe Burrow, or we could have this unopened package that might be half of Joe Burrow. Yeah, we'll take the half open package. People trade. Look what the people did for RG3 in the trade up, or any trade situation in a draft where they, without thought, teams are like, yep, 2 number 1s, 3 number 1s, 4 number 1s, don't care. I'm just moving up for a quarterback that no one knows. But Lamar got zip and pip interest in that world where it would have been 2 number 1s. No one went, I don't know. Everyone looked at him sideways. Yet the rookie, that's the crazy thing to me. And it's for all of us. It's sort of introspective to myself of stepping out of my own body and soul and looking at me, right? We get so infatuated with the draft. Yes, if the Jets traded up, I'd be losing my bleep next April. Whoever it is, if it's CJ Carr, Arch Manning, or Dante Moore, and they get their guy, I'm going to go, yes, we've got our guy. Do we? Who knows? I have no friggin' clue. But that's part of the mystery, Johnny boy. The mystery of love. The mystery of life.
I mean, you're just so in love, bro.
I am. I love. That's for sure. So hear me out. Thank you very much for that super chat. That's very interesting. Another $5 super chat here from Hear Me Out. Oh boy. Wow. Stop it. Get some help. I have heard that Michael Jordan PSA before, so thank you. Hear me out. Stop trading 1s. When was the last time trading 1s for a player won a Super Bowl before Stafford Goff trade? I was just about to immediately bring up Matthew Stafford as I was reading the super chat. Unfortunately, apparently that's been taken off the board. When's the last time trading 1s for a veteran quarterback worked out? Yeah, I mean, Stafford obviously worked. I guess I'd have to think about it and see if there's another name that jumps to my head of some blockbuster quarterback trade where it worked out.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm just because then I go and it's stuff like this, and then I'm like, shit. But we do need to get a bona fide freaking linebacker that's gonna come in and take over essentially the Mike role from DeMario. Because I don't believe it's Sherwood. Even though I like what I saw from Sherwood. Sherwood looked so much freer, dude, and just looked like he was everywhere there.
Oh, Brett Favre, that was another one. The Packers traded for Brett Favre when he was with the Falcons, so there's another one. There you go. I believe they gave up a first-round pick in that trade. So that's another one that worked out.
But yeah, you're right, guys. Like, it's kind of what Snowball was saying. You gotta trust the process, right?
Yeah.
And you're right, dude. And that's what it is. And if I'm somebody that is believing in what Glenn is doing, so I have to believe that they know something and they're gonna do it the right way and continue to keep building. So, you know what?
Let's stick with our guy, Johnny.
Hell yeah. You know what? I say this. Fuck Carson Beck. That's all.
Okay. Thank you for
and from my Matt notes.
It's
yeah, right. You should have probably showed him that. That's all right. There's a few of the name pronunciations that he's a little cavalier on, I'd say,
he's,
and
Mr.
that's one of them. Yeah,
I like
Mr.
fucking up his name, Moogie.
Yeah, there was a lot of and as a a poor man's broadcaster, I pride myself on trying to get names right. And when I talk to Denver people, and I called up a few Denver people I know that Phil Milani's worked at the building forever. He actually does his own independent stuff now. Broncos and bourbon, shout out to him. A great combination, because you need to drink when you watch them play. No, I'm just kidding. It's fine. It's fine. You guys won 2 Super Bowls, and I'll never forgive you for the AFC Championship game in the late 90s, but that's neither here nor there. We do have 400 people in the room, so guys, make sure you show some love here on the program. We got phone calls to get to as well. 135 of those 400 are watching on YouTube. Like the video, folks. 50 likes at 135 of you in the room. What are you guys holding out for? For God's sakes, show some love for the love of Pete. Let me make sure I didn't miss any more super chats here. Yes. Cam 631 Laser. Let's get another $5 super chat in here. Wow. He says we're heading in a good direction in a year or two. Top tier players will want to come here rather than not even entertaining the thought. Right. We have had eras, and that has been a lot in the last 15 years, where this imaginary Jets tax, it's not imaginary, the actual tax apparently that's been factored in, where free agents, all right, agent, bring. Yeah, what's up, guy? All right, 2 teams are interested. Oh, phenomenal. All right. Bears have offered a 3-year deal for $15 million. The Jets have offered a 3-year deal for $15 million. Can you call back the Jets and see if they could do any more? All right. Okay, so now it's equated. 3 years, 15 from the Bears, and 3 years for 20 for the Jets. Okay, now it's more even. And now they make a choice. It's like, what? Why do we have to do this? So, yes, Cam, I'm looking forward to the narrative being flipped. Hey, hell, the Chiefs hadn't won a Super Bowl in 50 years. And then they were eventually able, they got the quarterback right. Andy Reid was there. And then all of a sudden the Chiefs became winners again. But they were a joke. After post-Priest Holmes, pre-Mahomes, there was a chunk there where they were just trash. Nothing. Sucked. But they turned it around. So hopefully that's motivation for others that they can. Cam, thank you for the $5 super chat here. I'd love for players to want to come here to join the bandwagon. I haven't been able to use bandwagon and fans of the Jets in the same sentence, quite frankly, in a long time. It's been quite a while, to be candid. It's been quite a while. Let's get another super chat, and then we go to the phone lines. Jet71 says, wow. Yes, if we want to count draft trade-up scenarios, that may be a separate conversation, but the Chiefs did trade a 2018 first-round pick to move up for Mahomes in 2017. I remember that intimately. Chiefs were picking 27 Chiefs. Buffalo Bills, of course it was the Bills. They were picking 10. The Bills allowed the Chiefs to trade up from 27 to 10. They take Mahomes. Bills take Tre'Davious White, who had a very nice career, where Buffalo bounced around a little bit. But the Bills are the one that started this Mahomes-Chiefs dynasty. So if we could blame anyone, it's the Bills.
F the Bills.
F the Bills.
100%. Hey, thank you for the $5 super chat. Yes, sir.
BG, when Jet71 was on with Matt, what, dude, everything in my body was like, I was like, yo, this dude is about to be like, what the are you talking about, Matt? All right, you said this. I was waiting. Like, I saw him turning red, and then I thought he was about to turn into the Incredible Hulk right out of nowhere.
Yeah. And he gave I thought he gave passion. And again, he was the one, let's just lay all the cards on the table. He's the one that has the biggest issues with Matt in general. Every espresso club, if you guys ever want to watch those, he has a rant about Matt Lombardo on every espresso. That Matt Lombardo guy. And it turns into a whole thing. So I thought he was very. I knew that call was coming. He told me, "Hey, is Matt really taking calls? Because I will get up." And I'm like, "Yes." I've confirmed with him he's going to take calls, and he says as long Matt, his only request was like no personal attacks. Don't go after my family or anything like that. I said, Jesus. I'm like, what do you think we are? A bunch of animals over here? But I said, of course. No personal attacks, which, by the way, someone asked this earlier. I don't want to make this a big thing. I just want to mention it briefly, and then we'll get to the phone lines. Yes, James did apologize for his actions from the other night. I saw him join Ricky New York Live and even apologize live on air. So he apologized. James is going through some personal stuff going on right now, and our thoughts are sent out to James. However, we have to make sure it doesn't cross the line, regardless of the excuse, the reason. We have to make sure that we keep everything straight from that perspective. So that came. I don't know if Matt had seen the show earlier this week and assumed that more personal attacks are coming. Yeah, let's just keep those off, but we can all respectfully disagree. We saw that here on the show. All right, let's. Yes, go ahead.
Jet71 just said it in the chat. What happens in the EC stays in the EC.
Oh. Well, I didn't say anything specifically. I don't think, I didn't.
Okay. He's always spoke highly of Matt, and he's always said really great things about Matt Lombardo.
Yes,
right. So, that's why Johnny Boy is a pro, because he's a rescue man.
He's a pro. All right, I see we have more super chats, but I do respect those. I do want to get to the phone lines because this man's been waiting patiently. Let's go to him. We'll get Easy here on the show. Easy.
Wow, I didn't like Matt Lombardo's take at all.
Which one?
Tell us how you feel, Easy.
Yeah, Easy. You know what? Just sort of lay it to us straight here, please.
Okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah, you want to see what the kid can do so that you know what to do with the draft picks next year. Mm-hmm. But he had a bad year last year, but it wasn't just him. 18 starters came back in Clemson, and they all laid an egg last year. So you can't just put it on Cade Klubnik. First off, he was playing with actually 3 injuries at the same time.
Wow.
He had 3 injuries. I think, what did he have, like a hip, a wrist, and something else? Or he was messed up, and he played through it. But, he would have been a first-round pick if he would have repeated his junior year all day long. He's got the skill set. That being said, we have Gino. Gino, I think, is going to have a great year. And I don't want to throw Cade in too fast. I don't give a shit. I think if Gino is not the answer by the end of the year, Cade's going to be playing more often anyway. So we'll probably get about 4 or 5 games at the end of the year with Cade Klubnik starting if Gino doesn't make us into the playoffs. So there's no reason in the world to try to rush this kid and either screw his confidence or get him hurt. There's just no reason for it.
Yeah.
Because the Jets are either going to make the playoffs or Cade's going to be playing the last 4 or 5 games anyway. And we'll get a good sample out of him.
Yeah, bye week is week 13, so there will be a door open, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get a chance to see him. He's going to play this year. Gino might be out for like a game or 2 if he gets, a little, if he gets nicked up or something. He may come in and play a third or fourth quarter if Gino gets hurt. He may play, and like I said, if the Jets are only only have 6 wins by the bye week, there's no reason to keep Gino in there. You want to pay you then you want to put in Cade with half a season of clipboard holding and practicing and everything and getting to know the playbook and really getting it settled down and dealing.
Wait. Well, I just want one clarity. You said if we're in our bye week and we only have 6 wins, you said because if we only have 6 wins at week 13, that means we're 6-6. That means we're in the hunt.
I'm not doing my math right. I kind of meant if we have maybe 4 wins. We only have 4 wins, then there's no point. As soon as if we're mathematically out of the playoffs by week 10, I get you. Ha. Calculator, man. Get the fuck out of here. I didn't even have my damn coffee yet because of all the super chats I've been waiting online. No, I'm just saying I want Gino to get this team going. We have a lot of what is he running hide on me? Come on, come back. It's okay. It's okay, Snowball.
Look, Easy. I was just kidding.
I'm probably gonna get some really ugly emoji coming out next week now. No.
Guess who's gonna have the body of a calculator?
Oh my God, no! Don't fuck with me.
Don't put me on the line here.
I'm
Oh,
just
easy,
kidding.
calculator man.
Yes.
What I'm trying to say is there was absolutely no reason to start Cade Klubnik until the Jets are mathematically out of it, and then you absolutely want to put him in because you want to see what we got before the draft coming up next year.
Yeah.
Because if the kid comes in and lights it up, then we have either a shit ton of trade bait,
sure,
or we can just take the picks. Me personally, if Cade is the answer, I'm going to trade a couple of them picks so that we have like we have 3 next year, right?
Right.
So if we trade one of those first round picks, we could wind up with 2 the next year and then 2 the following year.
Extrapolate, right? Correct.
Just because I would live with 2 first rounders next year, 2 first rounders the year after, and 2 first rounders the year after that. If we could parlay the picks, trading up, trading back, manipulating the thing. But then you absolutely positively have to get the guys you need, though.
Yeah, I also want to put it on record. I would be on board with turning 3 first-round picks into 6. So if that's on the table, yes. If we could wave a magic wand and make that happen, I would be very interested in that. Yes, I would.
But I don't want to throw Cade in there too fast. I do think he's a first-round talent, though. That's the thing.
Of course. Apparently he is.
He was playing very hurt last year. I wish someone could look up and see the combination of injuries that he was playing with.
He had a few.
But the rest of the play, like we were talking about earlier in the offseason, 18 starters came back, and they kind of laid an egg. I think every one of them was expecting something better, and then when it didn't happen, a little bit of quicksand, got into their heads. Like, oh shit! No matter what we do, everything's falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that can happen.
It definitely
because it's a good team, it's a good program. They got a good coach. Cade is showing that he can play in this league. Coming in practically cold last week and doing what he did, and then this week, oh my God, that offensive line was like a damn turnstile.
Yeah, it was a sieve.
I was really disappointed with his with their inability to protect Cade. I was almost hoping that they would give Gino that first or second series, and then they would put Cade in for at least a series or 2 with the first team. That's what I was looking for.
I assume they just wanted to protect them for week 1, which I totally understand over protecting
and I
your
get
backup
that,
core.
and I get that too. But maybe if they took Gino out after the first series, they could have let Cade in for 1 series with the starters just to solidify. Because I wanted to see what he could do. With the players,
As would I, but if I told fans, hey, you got to know a little bit more about Cade with your starters, or one of your offensive linemen was critically injured for the rest of the season, and not to say that's the only choice. Obviously, it could have just went well, but that's the fear for me of we're pretty healthy going into the season, so. Thank God. There's a few nicks and bruises, right? Breeze's soft tissue injury, but he should be good by week 1. Isaiah Davis should be good by week 1 now.
Did
we
you
just got that
Knicks?
update from Connor Hughes.
I want to make up one more point, though. One more point.
Please. One last thing. Yes, of course. Right.
Okay, so preseason is a learning. This is a new offense. We got a lot of young receivers, and you can't just go by what Gino does. It's like, oh, he was like 5 of 6, or he was like 4 of 11, or something. You don't know what they're asking him to do. They might have told him, I want you to challenge these young receivers. Don't throw it perfect. I want to see what they're made of. Throw them into a little traffic. See how they can handle going after a ball that's not exactly right. I want to see some gamesmanship from these guys.
Go run in front of this car.
Easy. Wait a second. I was starting to agree with you, and then you sort of lost me. Like, I don't think they would say, "Hey, Cade, I know you can throw a perfect, crisp 17-yard post route, but just sort of fuck around a little and see if you can make a diving catch."
I didn't mean
instead.
by fucking around. None of this counts right now. None of this counts. So what I'm trying to say is take your chances. Let's see what your receivers are made of.
Yes. Okay. That's where all of a sudden we're back in
That's where I was
That's it for
talking
me.
about.
Of
Yeah.
like, hey, don't be afraid to throw a pick. We want you to challenge down the field. If you throw a pick, that's part of the problem. Like that part I get, but not like, hey, you
But
could
it's
throw a
also
perfect pass, but
challenging the receivers. It's also challenging the receivers.
No,
Go
yeah.
get it. See what they're made out of.
Right.
You know, go fight for that ball. I want to see the guys that are on the field that will fight, the guys that will high point the ball. I don't want to see anybody like not try for it. I want to see them. Anyone can catch a perfectly thrown spiral, and Gino has a perfect spiral.
Oh yeah, his spiral is tight.
I mean, look, I'm gonna say this about Cade Easy. I thought he almost got our number one wide receiver killed with that hospital
that Garrett
ball.
Wilson throw.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
your time is up. Gotta let your ass go. Thanks for calling in the Boy Green Show.
Yeah, I heard someone the other day. Thank you, Easy. I heard someone the other day say, "Oh man, what a great throw from Cade! He put it in a spot in which only Garrett Wilson could catch it." I'm like, "What?" He threw what's the word we want to use, right? Because we always over exaggerate in this society. Is it errant? Is it off target? Is it what? I don't know. But it certainly wasn't. If Cade after that game said, "Yeah, there was on purpose, man, tried to put it in the only spot," he's a liar, a stone cold liar, or he's following the easy plan. Make it a little more challenging for your receiver for no apparent reason. So yes, but it was that was quite a catch by Garrett Wilson.
And I like Cade with the twos. I like Cade with the twos. I like him out there with the second string offensive line. Speeds up the processing,
Certainly.
speed. Yeah, I like that. I think that's beneficial for him.
436 people in the room. 134 of those are on YouTube. Like the video, hit subscribe. We have our brothers from other mothers here from Jets Worldwide, all one word. Make sure you guys show your support. Jets Worldwide. Subscribe now. They did it last week with a special 6 o'clock episode to, sort of acquiesce to the Jets preseason game. Jets Giants this weekend is 7:30, so I imagine another adjustment from the boys. Have you guys locked in a time yet for this Friday? 6 o'clock again. All right. Yeah. Consistent. I like it. PG. All right. Beautiful. Let's get another super chat in here. And then we've got a ton of phone calls to get to. Absolutely love it here on the program. It's Hear Me Out again. Yeah, baby. Keep the $5 super chats rolling here. Nickel and dimes. All right. Wow. All right, 55 raffle tickets so far this month. So thank you for that. Here for audio only listeners, the $5 super chat from Hear Me Out. Not a single first round pick. I'm talking multiple, not just quarterbacks, any player. Win a Super Bowl in 2 years. Answer Ted Hendricks, linebacker, 1975, Oakland Raiders Super Bowl, 1977 of any. Ooh, now you really expanded of going to get a guy. Well, we'll see, right? Like Myles Garrett could be an example of getting traded for the entire package. He was an immediate impact, potentially winning a Super Bowl. Packers, right, with Micah Parsons. We hope that doesn't happen because we control the Packers' first round pick. But now you're expanding it out to a universe that I think favors us more than what Hear Me Out was originally saying with purely just quarterbacks. Now any player, any massive trade that could have been a wide receiver, a pass rusher, a left tackle, or something. Now I think we have a lot more play here going on. But it seems like he believes it's only 10 Hendricks. I think the list is greater than that.
Probably. I mean, look, do I want to have to put in that position? I don't. My hope is that Geno Smith has a great year. Cade continues to be redshirt throughout the whole year. He keeps learning. We get some veteran QB that's going to be cut for now, and then even next year, I still want to go ahead and get another quarterback and just have a room of QBs that will be able to get us something, man. Dude, we've been starving for a quarterback. And I was one of the guys that did not want to get rid of Sam Darnold. I wanted Sam Darnold, they didn't.
Oh, speaking of the Seahawks, boom, they traded for Jamal Adams. He got the locker room right, and then they won the Super Bowl last year without him 3 or 4 years ago, making sure that culture was on point. Who knows if the Seahawks would have been able to survive without him no longer being on the team. So Jamal Adams.
Oh, hell yeah. Shout out to E Boogie, man. I see E Boogie's in the chat, man. Okay. Big shout out. I love seeing E here, man. And
yes.
But BG, like, I want to continue to keep giving you your kudos on you bringing the voice of the Clemson Tigers in
Don Munson, baby.
You know what I
Go
mean? Like
Tigers.
I can't stop talking about that interview because everything he said about Cade, you're seeing it.
Well,
you know, like
I mean, it's hard to judge in the preseason. If he, God forbid, I don't want this to happen. In a perfect world for me, Geno Smith has started 17 games this year. He looks spectacular. He's back. He wrote me off. I ain't right back. Like, he's awesome this year. We go to the playoffs and it's spectacular. That's the perfect world scenario. Where Don Munson, the voice of the Clemson Tigers, who joined us just after the draft, I was in Pittsburgh for the draft. As soon as they drafted him, I did a quick YouTube short because I was recording myself live because you can hear, the Jets traded up with the 110th overall pick they select, and then you see my reaction. That's live. You guys can see that forever. And then moments after that, when I'm in Pittsburgh, I text Don Munson, the voice of the Tigers. I've known him for a long time. I said, Don, I'd love to have you. I'm in Pittsburgh right now, so I don't know if it'll work out like immediately when I get back to my hotel/Airbnb that Johnny Boy claims is haunted. I'm like, hey, maybe it'll be when I get back to my house, but let's get a call. And he said, absolutely. And Bob Letter happened to be there the same week that Don could do, and we did that call. So I think where that is truly tested is Don Munson believes that Cade Klubnik needs years and years of development. If, for God forbid, Cade Klubnik is ever forced out on the field earlier than we expect, like a Geno Smith injury, like let's say the same thing that happened last year, right? Justin Fields starts the first 2 games of the year. He gets hurt against Buffalo. Week 3, Tyrod Taylor comes trotting out. Let's flip the scenario. Cade Klubnik comes trotting out in week 3. Unfortunately, that would be, I believe, at the Detroit Lions. So that'd be a tough challenge if that was his first start of his career. How he performs there, if all of a sudden he looks better, we're like, whoa, I guess Don Munson was wrong. He's ready to go right now. If he just sort of like, is a CSC for our Spanish viewers of the show, like all of a sudden you're like, I guess Don Munson was right. I guess he was right. So I think that's part of the equation too. Let's get back to the phone lines. They are lit up. We have a ton of phone calls here on the program. Let's go to this guy. It is Philium.
Phil, good morning.
Yes, Philium, philosopher.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
And I don't want to leave you out. You too, Johnny.
There's a reason why, because
some
people say 65, some people say 35.
Johnny, don't jump it. Don't jump it. Oh man. All right. So listen, I'm not calling about the subject today. I'm calling out of humility. Okay. This is a humiliating, but it's what you got to do sometimes, right? All right. So Johnny and I talked the other day about the trip to Tennessee, and we're staying in the same hotel. And Johnny told me he was renting a car, and I said, "Hey, listen, man, parking is $54 a night." And he was like, "Get out of here!" I said, "Yeah, man, that's what it is. So, you better be prepared to pay that." So he calls the hotel and he calls me back. He goes, "No, man, they said $10 a night." I was like, "No shit. All right, well, I'm gonna have to figure that out." But he was kind of like, "Damn, man, I'm glad you brought that up." And I said, "Well, that's the difference between being 65 and 40. We think of this stuff."
Yeah, right.
So I call the hotel, and in the conversation, I find that there is a Holiday Inn Suites in Nashville, Tennessee,
okay,
and a Holiday Inn Express Suites in Nashville, Tennessee. And I booked the wrong hotel.
Oh.
So I called Johnny back and explained the whole thing to him. And without hesitation, Johnny says, "Well, that's the difference between being 40 and 65.
Johnny boy, witty. Quick on the trigger, huh?
Absolutely.
Ageist.
So,
you ageist.
That's true. Yeah,
in the spirit of being able to take what you dish out, humility, folks, right?
Yes.
All right. This whole thing with James, I'm just going to make a quick comment about this.
Sure.
Going back to before the blow up on the game night.
Yeah.
There was some insults going on when Badshaw made the joke about your dad's lap.
Yes.
And it went on for quite a while. And there was some really homophobic, stuff going on.
Yes.
And then Yo Holmes said, basically like, methinks he does protest too much. Like, you're making an awful big deal out of this, dude, right?
Yeah.
Joking. It's a joke, right?
Yes.
And I said, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. So he came back with some threats and, stuff that.
Okay.
And then he said, yeah, maybe you could write me a poem. So I did.
Oh.
So I did.
Oh,
Okay?
beautiful.
James,
Okay, let's
and
full
James,
screen.
before I read this, James, take it with humility.
I'm sure he will.
Okay.
Okay.
If you have a big mouth and a very small brain, conflict with others is always the same. You enjoy making insults and shouting folks down, but can't accept it when it comes back around. You disrespect others and raise your voice, but are infuriated if they make the same choice. Where it goes from there is a reliable bet. You become enraged and make physical threats. Grow up, brother.
Oh yeah, William. Okay, James. If you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. Wow,
And
what a
James,
great response
and
from
James,
you,
you asked for it.
That's true. He said write a poem. I mean, he made a request even. I mean, it's almost like a cameo request. Like, another one of these requests. All right. If the Lord asks, I shall deliver. There you go. Philip, appreciate you.
And,
65 to 45.
Yeah, baby. And don't
Hey,
forget. Okay.
Jets worldwide. There he
And
is.
and Snowball, don't forget
I
that
know,
other
I
thing.
know, I know.
Don't forget
Yes.
the other thing.
Yes,
All
I know.
That's coming later, folks. Thank you for your time. Peace
Phil,
out.
give me a
Give me
list.
the hook.
Give me a
Later.
list of numbers, Phil. Give me a list of numbers.
69. Easy.
All right. You got it.
Philliam. All right. Well, I can't wait to meet him at Tennessee. So yes.
Same here.
James, what I would just say is this. Hey, I don't want to keep beating a dead horse here. Let's all have fun. Proper ribbing, give each other some shit, and let's keep it rolling, baby. Let's keep it rolling.
I mean, just like BG's, folding of clothes in a suitcase. I mean, it's fucking literally just throws that shit in there like my little son did it.
Can you show me the man who beat a dead horse, by the way?
By the way, that is inhumane. I've seen, don't Google this, what I'm about to say, folks. I've seen, what is it called?
Everybody's about to
now
do
everyone's
it.
like on the keyboard, like,
what's the seal thing? It's like club sealing. What is it?
Seal clubbing?
Oh yeah, don't look that up. Jesus, that is very grotesque. There was a time in my youth where someone brought that up, and I'm like, "What's seal clubbing?" I'm like, "Oh Jesus!" And people just club seals. Like it's don't give that a goog. But I imagine, as Johnny Boy says, got a bunch of rebels in our audience that are going to give that a Bing search. All right, back to the phone lines. My favorite letter of the alphabet, C. Join us now. C.
Hey, how you guys doing this morning?
Morning, Carl.
I see a C.
Hey, the only guy I'd trade, you mentioned the guy before, quarterback.
Yes.
And I never heard of him, Chobby Blobby.
Yes, Chobby Blobby. Yeah.
Now, I don't know. I would not give up a first-round draft pick for him.
You would not for Chobby Blobby? Well, all right.
No, I would not.
I think it was Jobby Blobby.
I'd have to see some film on him.
Yeah. We'll
Anyway,
go to
listen,
the film. College football season coming up. Get some Chobby Blobby on.
I could not disagree more with Matt the Rat. Come on, man. I don't care how many people you talk to around the league, how much knowledge you have in your head. You don't know what's going to happen. You can't predict the future. Geno Smith has a chip on his shoulder. Okay? Geno Smith has every reason in the world to play well this year, to prove people wrong. Sometimes that's a little more important than the history of your career, what you did. We don't know why he did what he did in not Oakland and wherever the hell it is, Vegas. We don't know don't know what the situation was. And the other thing is this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why. I understand Aaron Glenn was terrible last year. He inherited a terrible team. Okay.
Yeah.
He made a lot of mistakes. I got to say he made a lot of mistakes, but
for sure. Yeah.
If you don't think somebody can learn from their mistakes, he hired a coaching staff. I think these guys are going to be better than they were. I think Gino's going to be better. I think we've got weapons. I choose to be positive about this. I don't give a shit what anybody, you can't just go and look at what happened for 15 years and think it's going to happen again now. Things change. And I think that if you make the right choices, things can get better. Hey, I made some bad choices 15 years ago. Okay? I learned from those things.
Right.
So now I feel like I'm better. Yeah. So anyway, if you have to learn from your mistakes. And look, I'm going to be the positive guy. And if I'm wrong this year, what's the worst that can happen? People say, oh, you were wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't care. I choose to be positive right now. That's it, man. I'm going into the season. Look at the scores in preseason. Just look at the scores. You know, come on. There were teams that didn't score any points. I know we did that to the Steelers, but the scores are all over the place. Preseason doesn't mean anything. They want to see what these guys can do. And I think we've got the players this year. I think Glenn's got the mindset. We got the assistant coaches and the coordinators. And I'm going to choose to be optimistic. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Let me share this line. Mike Greenberg joined the Jake Asman show a bunch of weeks back. And I love this line. I never heard it displayed in this way on optimism. Here it is. And Mike Greenberg says he got it from his dear friend Scott Van Pelt at ESPN. Quote, I'm going to be optimistic because it costs the same thing as being pessimistic and it's more fun. You know, like there's some negative, I won't say names. You guys can fill in any dots you want. There are some negative Jets content creators in our universe that like just negative. And like, we don't control the results. We talk about the results. We preview what the results could be. We speculate on all kinds of things. But like being optimistic is our choice. It's our choice to view the world in a different way. And then we'll see where it goes. And that Mike Greenberg line is one I think about all the time. Again, I'm going to be optimistic because it costs the same as being pessimistic and it's more fun. It's a lot more fun to me. I can't imagine doing a show every day where I'm like, the Jets are going to suck again this year. 16 years missing the playoffs, I bet. Aaron Glenn's going to suck. He's going to get fired. Gino sucks. This guy sucks. This guy sucks. Like, geez, what a horrific world to live in. What a glass half empty life to live. That sucks. Like, I love that I convince myself every year that this could be the Super Bowl. This could be it. Geno Smith could be the guy. He could bounce back. I'm going a little higher register. But all of a sudden, perhaps, possibly, these things can happen. And that excites me. Life excites me. I'm glad I woke up this morning. I woke up. I'm like, hey, baby, I still got life to live.
Those are
come
the
on,
people,
man.
Right? The pessimistic people, and I'm looking at certain people in the chat, yo, Holmes, who punch puppies and then go to sleep.
Jesus. Wow. Okay.
You know, boy, Green,
that's Rich. That's not Snowball. Okay. That's the difference.
I gotta say one thing.
Yeah.
Years ago, before there was the internet, before there was any kind of content, sports content, except what was in the newspaper, I had a buddy of mine that was we were real good close friends. He was a Jet fan. I was a Jet fan. The only person we ever bounced shit off was each other. And no matter how bad the Jets were, we always talked about, you know, what could be good, what could be positive about the Jets. And now there's so much content out there. There's so many avenues for people to put their opinion out there. And these are people that probably had these opinions forever, you know?
Yeah, right.
But now we see it all right in front of us every day. And I'll tell you the truth. I love listening to you. I love listening to Jake.
Thanks, brother.
There's other guys I listen to, but I'm telling you, sometimes I sit back and I say, you know what? Yeah, Jets Worldwide. I'm sorry. But sometimes, that's my point. That's my point. I don't have enough time in the day to listen to everybody.
Yeah.
I don't have time in the day to read everything. I have other things going on in my life. But the point I'm trying to make is that you have to just, take in the content you can take.
Yes.
But you have to just use your own feelings, say, what do I think's going to happen? What can be good about this year? Why am I excited? Not why go into the year saying, the Jets are going to suck. Geno sucks. Aaron Glenn's going to fire Aaron Glenn. I bet you if we lost, if God forbid, if we lost to Tennessee the first game, I don't care if we look really good and we lose. Wait a minute. And we lose by 1 point.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the shitstorm that would be out there?
Yeah.
And
I can, unfortunately.
And that would not be the end of the world. And that would not be the end of our season.
It would seem like it in the moment, but I agree with you.
It would.
Actually,
for a lot of people.
Yeah, well, that's true.
But I got toilet paper to clean up all the shit, my guys.
Yeah, I just
right. But but like I said, if you dedicate yourself for this year, forget about 15 years. 15 years, I've been watching the damn Jets for 50. You know what I mean? I've seen some good and a lot of bad.
Sure.
But if I can still be optimistic at this point,
so can you.
A lot of you young guys that only been watching the Jets for 15, 20 years, toughen up, man, because it's a long haul.
That's it. Great message, see?
Your time is up. Gotta let your ass go. Thanks for calling in the Boy Green Show.
Hell yeah.
All right. Beautiful. Great. We have 500 people now in the room. Good Lord. And plenty of calls still to be had here on the program. I'll take as many before I hear that door open right around the corner. So on our 12th anniversary, here we go. Let's keep rolling. A lot of phone calls here. Good Lord have mercy. All right. Up next here. Let's go. Neil Sr.'s been waiting patiently. Neil Sr.
Here he is.
What's up, gentlemen? Good morning.
What's up, Stokey?
What's going on, Neil?
I'm gonna jump right into the fantasy of us getting our number one pick and it taking us to the promised land. Okay. Do you know how many quarterbacks that were picked number one in the last 25 years have won a Super Bowl? With the team they were selected by.
Oh, with the team they were selected by. I was about to say, because
go ahead, Rich. What's the number? Who is it?
How many years?
25. Going to 2000.
Zero.
Yeah.
No,
well,
one.
Stafford.
Oh, one.
Right. Yeah.
Eli Manning.
Well,
Eli Manning.
Well, yeah, he got traded, but
yeah. No.
The original team. He got drafted.
Started his career with the Giants. He did get traded at the draft, but he started with the Giants.
He was a Charger for 5 seconds, so he's just as it's not as bad as Stafford because Stafford spent a whole career with the Lions. But
where did he? Paul, where did he put his helmet on to start his career?
He put a Chargers hat on. I saw it draft night 2000.
I know. Where did he start his career?
The Chargers.
Okay. And if you look at the list of first-round picks, Winston 15, Goff, Mayfield, Burrow, Lawrence, Young. Let's just look at the last couple of years. Lawrence, Young, Caleb, Ward, who we're expecting to kick the shit out of week one. Look, guys.
Yeah.
It comes down to coaching.
Sure. Just coaching.
Look, why Denver was an asterisk the last 10 years. Then they got Sean Payton. Mm-hmm. And what is he known for? He's known for Offense. Getting and developing quarterbacks.
Of course, sure.
Okay? He is Bo Nix. If we got Bo Nix, let's just say the Jets got Bo Nix a couple of years ago.
All right.
All right. Do you really think Bo Nix was going to be looked at and as our savior and going to win a Super Bowl for us with our coaching that we've had the last 5 years?
We would have been saying that if we took him. That would have been 11th overall or 10th overall if we didn't make that Vikings trade with J.J. McCarthy. So, yeah, we would have said that to ourselves. I don't know if that would have been true. But.
He might look like Bo Derek.
Yeah. How about let's so here's what I'm saying.
All right.
I watched the Rams. I watched this guy Bennett. He looks great. Okay.
Yeah, Stetson Bennett. Yep.
Ty Simpson looks great. All these guys that play for the Rams look great. Why do they look great? Is that think it has anything to do with McVay? What do you think?
Commonality. What could that be?
That's what I said. He would probably be the only coach that I would give up some ones for, because I think Sean McVay is that good. Like,
what about Shanahan? Is he that good?
Yes, that's
Right.
the other
He's
one.
been a choke artist. He hasn't won a Super Bowl. So whether
How about
that's
Andy
28-3 on
Reid? Is
that
Andy
staff
Reid
of the
that good?
49ers.
Andy Reid, another one.
Oh,
So,
Andy Reid's great. Yeah, sure.
Guys, I'm hoping, and I'm like Jet Tattoo, I'm very optimistic about this year.
Yeah.
The reality is this.
Okay.
There's 2 coaches right now that are available to coach a football team in 2027 that have won a Super Bowl with the teams they have.
Tomlin.
Right? Tomlin and Gruden.
Oh, Gruden. Yeah, I forgot about Chucky. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay. So, you know, and to look at it from a Jet perspective, okay? Forget about the fact that no first round picks win Super Bowls. All right. Our history as a team, and I'm a history guy, of selecting players in the draft and them working out is non-existent, okay? Except Chad, okay? And Chad was not. When did we select Chad, by the way, guys?
18th overall in the 2000 NFL draft.
What pick was he?
18th.
18. So he wasn't the first quarterback in that draft, right?
Good question. No, I don't think so. And also, he wasn't even our first round pick, or our first round pick. Sean Ellis and John Abraham went before him. The only first round pick that did was Anthony Becht.
Okay.
Let me see what other quarterbacks went in that 2000 draft before Chad within those first 17 picks. Let me take a gander.
I'll end it with this because I can't hear you guys. My StreamYard has you guys. I can't even hear what you're saying half the time. It's like every other word. So I'll end it with this.
Okay.
We got Bill Parcells. If you look at our last 25 years of history, where we've had the best and the most optimism about ending with a Super Bowl, is when we got Bill Parcells as our coach, and he brought in Vinny. And that was probably our best couple of years stretch where we had the most hope and came the closest to the promised land. And the others were when we brought Brett Favre in
2008,
and we started 8-3 until he screwed up his whatever the hell he did.
Bicep.
Yeah. Okay. And then Rodgers was another hope year. Obviously, if he didn't blow out his Achilles week, the first 4 plays of the game, we were the most optimistic as a Jet fan base as we've ever been the year that Brett, look at the camp when Aaron Rodgers was there. Oh my God. You couldn't even get a seat in camp, yelling out, and it was this and it was that, and he was making plays and on Hard Knocks. Look at our quarterback as Aaron Rodgers. Look at this play in the end zone. Look at this. Look at that. Okay, so look, I want us to have a successful year. We don't know if Aaron Glenn is going to be the answer yet. I do believe that he's a decent defensive coordinator, and that he'll be able to bring the defense to a top 15 number. I really like Frank Reich because Frank Reich has had success in this league and he's a professional. And he is, I believe, developing Cade Klubnik in the right. I think he likes Cade Klubnik. I think he's going to develop him. I don't even think he looks at Zappe or Cook, I think he's focused on Klubnik. And if he could turn Klubnik into a Jackson Dart what the Giants did last year, that would be a huge success in this season and give us a lot of hope. I certainly do not. I would rather, I should say, if let's just say the season falls apart and we're back, we're a 6-win team and they made the decision to move on with Aaron Glenn. If I'm Woody Johnson, and I put my head in Woody Johnson's head because that's he's the owner, okay, and he's 80, whatever the hell he is. Woody's 80 years old. He wants to win a Super Bowl. Okay, he's got all the money in the world. Money doesn't mean anything to him when it comes to the Jets.
79.
I'm going to go get Tomlin, number one. or I'm stop thinking about 33rd team and all these asshole consultants who never do a goddamn thing. Okay. Like he did in getting Bill Parcells was the right move for this franchise, and it gave us a great amount of hope. I think if we get a Tomlin who, again, every year he's in the playoffs, then you could say, if I'm Joe Burrow now, let me put myself in Joe Burrow's shoes, okay? If I'm Joe Burrow and we win 5 or 6 games and we have a lot of talent on our team and we have the offensive line, I'm not going to come to the Jets if Aaron Glenn is the coach and we win 6 games this year. That's not going to excite a guy like Joe Burrow to come play. However, think about this. With all the first-round talent we have, with the $100 million salary cap, the cap number we have, that's what made Vrabel come to the Patriots, and look what happened last year with him. They turned a shit team, and I don't want to hear like this guy Lombardo about the future and build something that's going to last 5 or 10 years. Look, this league is a 3-year league. You're not going to have guys 10 years from now that you start with now. It doesn't matter. You get the coach, number one. Number two, that coach will bring Joe Burrow. Tomlin will bring Joe Burrow. We're going to see it this year, guys. I hate to say it. I'm not a giant lover, okay? I'm not a giant hater as much as I used to be. But Harbaugh is going to turn that franchise around, and they are going to compete to win the NFC East. In fact, they're a year away from – they might win it this year, depending on Jackson Dart, but certainly next year they're going to win it, or the year after, they're going to be the favorite to win the NFC East. Not Eagles, not Dallas, none of them. So that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Again, forget about the draft. It's a lottery ticket. I don't care if it's Arch Manning. Like you guys said, Arch Manning doesn't mean he's going to be Peyton Manning. Let's get the season going. Let's hope and pray we have a good team this year. Let's hope we catch lightning in a bottle with Geno, and he turns out to be the Vinny Testaverde. When Vinny Testaverde came here, he sucked. He threw a lot of picks, and then he turned out to be a good quarterback. Maybe we have that. If we don't, we don't. We move on, but I don't want to take a quarterback in the draft and waste 3 picks to move up to number 1 and risk getting a guy like Young, who went to Carolina. How'd that work out? What did they do? That didn't work out.
Time is up. Gotta let your ass go. Thanks for calling in. The Boy Green Show.
Not well is the note on that. Not well. By the way, before we have a ton of phone calls still to get to, K-Brock, member for 15 months here on the channel. You'll love to see it.
Wow.
Let's go Jets. 8-9 wins incoming. BG for president. Oh, El Presidente. I'll stick to hosting Boy Green Daily. Thanks. But thank you for the votes on the independent ballot. Appreciate that. Thank you, K-Brock, out there in the audience. Want to make sure I didn't miss any other super chats. Okay, I think we're good. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Who do we got here? Oh, we got James on the move. All right, we got a James in a new location.
What's up, gentlemen? BG, I can't hear you. Johnny boy, I got you. Snowball, I got you. Listen, I'm gonna keep it quick. Not necessarily football related. I wanna apologize as a man to Hep. I came way out of pocket the other night. I was definitely sauced up. I'm going through a lot personally right now that I'm not really gonna get into. Yes, my aunt was shot in the back. She was walking home from the grocery store in the Bronx. She got clipped by a drive-by shooting, probably some punk. So I wanted to give my apologies to anyone I offended that night. That's not my character. That's not the normal person I am. And I just want to definitely apologize to Hep. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my screen. Yeah, every time I clean this fucking thing, it's still like cloudy. I don't get it. But it is what it is.
Do you have a life proof? Like a
No, you know what I have, Johnny? I have the protective screen over it, but the top part cracked. So I think that's what it is. So I think I gotta get a new a new screen protector. But just quick on the Jets, I love what I saw on that first drive. I love what I saw from Gino. Finally got our hands on a couple turnovers. Thank God. That was so beautiful to see. I think, like Neil said, I don't know who was on before. I kind of hopped on a little late, but extremely, extremely optimistic about this year, gentlemen. I think we're headed for a potential playoff push. I think we're going to be playing meaningful football in November. So, from our lips to God's ears. But I got to run, boys. Keep up the good work. We'll talk soon.
There he is, James, joining us on the show. Sorry, James, you couldn't hear me. Again, our thoughts are sent out to your family. Thank you for apologizing to Hep. He's the nicest guy in the world. So, yeah. James, we're here with you, man. This is a Jets show that's family and fun and all this other stuff. So we're all here together. Let bygones be bygones. Virtual handshake. Dap it up, maybe a little like slap and dap and pow pow, double fist pump on the back, whatever that is the case. Let's roll. Appreciate you, James. And yeah, you do normally have a smoky complexion. That could be interpreted in a lot of ways, regardless of your phone status. You're just Andy.
Sometimes stress leads to bad decisions. That's all.
Certainly. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. It's Macho Talk Sports. Macho? Oh, Macho, let me just say this immediately. Let me just say this right off the rope. So there is, I wasn't going to bring this up because this was a personal thing that someone told me privately, but I guess I'll bring it up. Jeff71 called in earlier to the show. He hates that you have the Kobe Bryant stuff behind you, and now you're wearing the Lakers hats. Now it's just even more prominent. Is that a Luka shirt?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. There it is. Oh wow, what a shirt.
Use code Macho Talk Sports for 25% off.
Oh wow. Okay, great marketing opportunity. I can only respect the game. But yeah, Jet71.
Something you're not going to buy.
Yeah, apparently not. But we got a compliment. So Macho, you joined me for part of the preseason Steelers game. That's a taste of what is to come because we're going to be doing it together for the Giants game and hopefully moving forward. And Jet71 emailed me and gave a nice compliment. What a great choice. A lot of people applied. He said, Macho, you know what? I like that guy. I like the cut of his jib. And I said, this is lovely. And then there was a big but. And I'm like, here we go. And the rest of the email was like, can you tell him to get that Lakers shit off the wall? I believe that's a direct quote. And now you call in with the Lakers hat. I'm like, wow, I simply can't ignore what he said. And I told him, I said, hey, if you got a problem with Macho, just tell Macho. Like, he's going to be here in opportunities. And he went, so I've got to do it around here. And then now I heard this opportunity. I'm like, you know what? I'll lay it to him straight. So, yeah.
I will say I love Jet71 because I know he's not afraid to tell me himself, which he has before.
Not.
So, and I respect that. But I think he should be worried about the Celtics this year and not worry about the Lakers. So that's one. Two, I wore this specifically for this guy because he always tells me Nick and 5 every time he sees me. But the reason I called, excuse me, I'm a little sick.
To tell us who the champions are of the NBA.
I didn't watch. So respect to Matt for having a bad take and still being able to like debate it, because a lot of people will have a take, but then don't really know how to debate it or don't want to stand on it or double back. Was his take premature? Was it disrespectful to the Jets? Was it a little silly, for lack of a better word? Yes, but at least he was willing to stand on it and debate it, Ken.
Yeah, one of my criticisms is, and again, I live in a world where every day I'm thinking about the Jets. I'm writing about the Jets. I do some stuff with Jake Asman where I comb through what he says about the Jets. I just hear Jets all the time. When I'm in my car, driving from here to the sandwich shop, I'm listening to a Jets podcast. It's questioning my health. It gets my health with how much I absorb this team. So I'm in the weeds every day from the minutia to the huge topic storylines. Matt, as a NFL insider, is grazing. He's grazing at all times 32 teams. So I can only imagine what that is like, having to do that. My problem with Matt's take is just, and this is the nature of what he does, so I don't know if there's a way to fix it, but it's narrow. He says, hey, joint practice, I heard Geno Smith sucked. Yes, I was at that particular practice in which he was not great. I was there. He threw 2 picks. The third pick was called off because the ball hit the ground from a Bucs defender. But the thought was there, like he threw a very troublesome pass that nearly got intercepted, which may be just as bad because that's what it is in the greater sense of things, whether the guy was able to haul on the ball. So to me, my problem is the narrow focus that he sees or experiences one practice where Cade may be halfway decent and Gino is halfway not, in a very narrow focus. And here's my take off of that. What I would prefer, or maybe he just didn't articulate it, that maybe he did speak, so he saw that narrow focus and reached out to his Jet sources, and they confirmed the things that he saw, and then he had his take. I don't know that. I didn't hear him explain that layer of it, but maybe that's what happened. That to me is the narrow focus part that I'm like, that's rushing to judgment, call it whatever you want. That to me is the problem. Had he been a beat reporter every day, that's another problem. Like, not to call people out, but like Connor Hughes had this point where he like sort of ranted about somebody. And I'm like, well, Connor, you were at Giants for half of these training camp practices. I don't know if it's fair to make your overarching judgment on 4 or 5 practices what you saw over 12. So like, I feel like sometimes, and not to say Connor doesn't have great points because like he's joined the show before, but I think that's a difficult thing. If Matt had been to all these and had this take, I take it even more seriously because he's seen him. He's seen practices I haven't. I've been to 2 training camp practices, but there's been like 12, 14, 15. Like I've seen a very small sample size. The same guy that I watched could have had 2 bad days at the office the 2 days I went, and then 13 amazing practices. But my perspective on these shows would be like, oh, those practices were this, even if that's not a proper representation. So I think that's a greater thing. But I will say overall, he very quickly realized that was an unpopular take, was still willing to join the show. We were able to open this can back up. Lots of callers, 500 plus people watching right now, a ton of super chats and love. So, hey, if you're going to say a take, I appreciate being man enough to come on and take some calls where you know that you're you're walking across brimstone on these calls.
You got Jet 71 waiting for you on that.
100%. Yeah, he's waiting at the gates of hell to give you a proper welcome. So yeah, for that part, I respect it. Yeah.
So I think that the reason he was so quick to jump to that take, though, was not only just the practice, it's mixed with the fact that he doesn't see the Jets as doing anything this year.
Pre-existing notions.
Right. So if that part didn't exist, I don't think he would be so quick to say start him week 1. Maybe it would be more of just a compliment to how Cade was playing as opposed to let's throw him into the fire because the Jets are going to suck anyway. That's what it came off as, and that's what I didn't like about the take. But
Macho and BG, it goes back to very what you were saying, Macho, in the sense that like yo, he was throwing shade at the Jets. And for me and Snowball, we've always said it on our show on Jets Worldwide that it's so easy to shit on the New York Jets because they've just been so bad for so long.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So him saying that is going to get a crap ton of like people to be like, yo, we could talk shit about the New York Jets, but you can't talk shit about the New York Jets. You know what I'm saying? So like I needed to know more of it. And I felt like him coming on, saying what he said, and then being like, now seeing Geno Smith, the tune was a little bit more different. It wasn't as like,
sure. It should be like Geno. And again, it's one preseason game, but Geno had that perfect drive, 7 for 7, boom, 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 went right down the field. And even in the compromising situations he converted multiple third downs, like Geno showed the ankle issue wasn't Rich Cimini, in his words, it alleviated the worry from Jet fans about the ankle. Cause look, he went on the move a few times and took a hit and he was fine. So yeah, I think it should change. If Geno imploded, Matt would have been intolerable, I imagine, here on the show. I told you, I am the chosen one. I am the Messiah. I told you guys that he sucks. And like,
that's why I had to clarify. I had to clarify at the end,
yeah.
right? Because I needed his final word, and he was still a slipper eel at the end.
Which is, I think you made an audible on words there at the end.
Well, right.
Good
audible. Yeah, that was it. Hey, I want to get the super chat in real quick as well from Philium. Thank you guys, by the way, for all the super chats, but a $12 super chat, uniquely a $12 super chat from Philium. Wow. He says, happy 12th anniversary, Paul. $1 for each year seems to be a minimum amount to contribute. I hope you pry open your wallet today, and I hope this helps. That certainly will. I plan on taking my fiance out to a nice dinner tonight, so that'll be lovely. Yes, 12-year anniversary for those just joining us, me and my fiance. I've got it. I don't think I've ever told this. It could be a longer story, but it's not. Right off camera is this picture frame that I've had forever. And when this got to be the most romantic date of all time. So we're at a not what is it in Massachusetts? Oh my God, what is that called?
If it's in Massachusetts, it's not good. Whatever it is.
Oh, there you go. It's not Tully's. What is the chicken tender place in? Oh, 99. It just hit me. It's a restaurant called 99, and you guys all got to love it because every time the Red Sox win, kids eat free. It's beautiful. Anywho, so I'm at this restaurant. It's one of our first times going out when I drive down to Massachusetts.
With all due respect, fuck the Red Sox.
Thank you for sharing that. And there's this note, the note that I wrote to her on the table, and the note that I passed to her is still in this picture frame that I have. And I asked if she likes me. And she, on a piece of paper, she wrote out, it's a little covered with, because there's pictures of her in this as well, but it says, Tati likes Paul. And she slid it back to me. And I was like, ooh. And then I still have that note. So I get to see it every day. So yeah, an amazing. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yes, I'm a hopeless romantic. So yeah, beautiful. But yeah, so 12 years. Cheers. Amazing. Thank you. And I will. Now I can probably open the wallet for $12 now, Phil.
Let's go.
Well, actually, I guess with the 30% YouTube cut, I got to factor that in. So we'll see if we could get her an appetizer tonight, perhaps. But thank you,
99 cents.
Yeah, for sending in.
My notes used to be very different though, BG.
Oh, God. Okay.
Do we want to know?
Did you draw pictures on them?
I mean, it was like we smash it now or later, yes, no, or maybe. So
I'm surprised you even put the no on there. You don't know.
I thought it used to say, throw this in my face if you want me.
What are you still talking about the note?
Nope.
Hey. Because I know you got a lot of callers. The reason I was calling was there's more than
just real quick for Johnny.
Hell yeah.
All right, Macho, go ahead.
So there's more than one way to win a Super Bowl, right? The feeling of wanting to win it with our guy feels good, but that's not the only way. Like I'm perfectly fine with us getting a quarterback from another team and winning the Super Bowl. I'm not going to make that Super Bowl is not going to feel any less great to me. So that notion of like it has to be our guy in order to win it, I don't like that.
It can make you feel more great, though. I imagine like a Super Bowl is a Super Bowl to me. So like whether it's someone again, did the Bucs go? Oh, Tom Brady already won a bunch with the Patriots. Yeah. I imagine not. So
I don't think the Seahawks last year was like, oh, we didn't draft Sam Darnold.
Right? Yeah, but no, there would be a special je ne sais quoi if the Jets drafted Dante Moore and he won a bunch of Super Bowls with us, and that was our guy. We drafted him, we developed him, we did all these things, especially since that's such a criticism of the Jets organization that they're a quarterback dumpster fire, and that if they win, you've already said what people are going to say. You had to go find somebody else. Couldn't find it yourself, couldn't you, Jets? You're like,
yeah, Macho. For me, it would feel more special with a homegrown guy. It's just me though.
So let me ask you guys a question. If I told you we could win a Super Bowl with another quarterback in 3 years.
Wait, can I play the piano? What if I told you do. All right, go ahead. 30 for 30.
That was
30 for 30. ESPN music. That sounded like I heard it in my head too.
Piano is not tuned well whatsoever.
Okay, so if you could win a Super Bowl with your own quarterback, but it's going to take 20 years versus winning a Super Bowl with a quarterback that you didn't draft, but it would take 5 years. Which road would you take?
Wait, either way, I'm getting a Super Bowl?
Either way, you're getting it, but you either have to wait 5 or 20.
Good things come to those who wait.
So you would rather wait the 20? That's
crazy. I'm over here talking about I want a winning season. Like, y'all talking about like I just want a winning season.
You just
he just knocked himself off.
Yeah, because he knows this is about to start the only debate right here, bro. Are you telling me that like if I could draft a pick up a quarterback, I have to give up my 3 1s and we got a Super Bowl? Bro, that's gonna feed lives. That's gonna make people like live longer.
All righty then.
Bill Aimley, good morning, Bill.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you today?
Hey, well, I'm doing peachy, thanks.
All right. A quick shout out to my sister and brother-in-law who this past Wednesday celebrated their 48th wedding anniversary.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Okay, congratulations.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yep. Number 44. Woo! 44, that's me! Get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts. Woo!
All right then.
Yeah, they one up me. 48, that beats 12. That's the math of it. Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
I'll try to catch up. Yeah.
According to someone in the chat.
After listening to Phil, I'm like, he's a man of many talents, philosopher, poet, and even a folk singer. I don't know a la Joan Baez, but he's definitely can sing it. So maybe we should have Hep and him do a duet.
Oh, that would be cool. Have you ever seen those Dos Equis commercials? The most interesting man in the world. Like,
yes.
I'm fascinated to see.
Dos
Because
Equis,
Phil Young,
the
my
beer.
only experience has been in this box or a phone call. Like, I've never met him in person yet, so I'm curious to see if the legend meets the man. So Tennessee, it will happen. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, shout out to James, and very sorry what happened to your aunt.
Yes, of course. Yes.
I did relay that to you during your broadcast.
Yes.
Yeah, because he had put in the chat and I saw it.
Yeah, and I missed that during the live chat. But yeah, obviously our thoughts are sent out to him. But let's all be there for each other with love.
Yeah, I just wanted to let him know that when we were at the funeral for my mother, who passed away at 89, down the hall from us was a woman who is a mother and grandmother, and unfortunately, she got caught up in gang violence. Two kids decided to shoot at each other, and one of them hit her in the eye.
Oh God!
And and I went to pay my respects, and I look in the casket, and there she is with the missing eye, and that blew me away. So I understand the violence, and
of course,
I lost a couple of cousins to violence too. So
it's terrible.
I get it. So James, my condolences to you and your family.
Of course.
Please don't drink your troubles away. Share it with the rest of us. We'll be there for you.
Yeah,
we'll be there. We'll be here for you.
Amen.
My thing about Burrow would be, well, don't we still need to make sure that the roster is good enough? So if we got a quarterback of his caliber, that we can go places with him.
I feel like we can.
Yeah. Well, I hope so.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get a peek of that answer this year. But right now, on paper, and it's on paper, I feel very good that if Joe Burrow dropped from the heavens, I'd say NFL look out. Like the weapons we have at wide receiver, tight end, running back, the offensive line, I feel like we could do damage. And if Aaron Glenn's superpower is real, you pair what I believe the potential of the offense is with a top half defense, a top 20 defense, all of a sudden you could win a Super Bowl with that sort of lineup. So I feel very confident.
And you're going to get free agents. They're going to want to come over.
Hopefully, right. If you made that move in the offseason, they come over. Right. Sure,
I agree on that part, but I'd still like to see what the roster is going to look like.
But you got to peek
going forward.
You got to peek at that this week, with Geno Smith without Breece Hall.
Yeah.
For a couple of plays, we made
I
Geno
agree.
Smith look like Albert Einstein out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The other thing is still with the quarterback class coming out after what we saw, how the previous quarterback class shit in the bed. Is there any reason for us to think that this class will be different, that they will in fact come through, and then we got our quarterback of the future that way as well? So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that this quarterback class will actually come through and be as predicted? Or do you think there's also that possibility that they'll shit the bed like the previous class?
I think people are walking it back this year, a little bit about the quarterbacks that came out. So yeah, it's year to year, man, Bill. Like, I think it's like everyone said, it's a crapshoot. Each year is a crapshoot. So we got to see the way the season plays out first.
Yeah. I mean, my thing was that if Klubnik was at least as good as Sanchez as a starter, I'll take that anytime, because obviously, hey, listen, Sanchez took us to 2 finals. So for us to have second thoughts, it's like, nah. I don't care about the butt fumble. I care about the fact that we've made two AFC finals with
We
him
did.
back to back. So yeah.
If I remember correctly, Sanchez's rookie season was 12 touchdown passes and 20 interceptions. So I hope that's not the ratio, but to your point, who I think it was Macho was our last caller who said you can win Super Bowls in a lot of different ways. Now, obviously the Jets team did not win the Super Bowl, but you can win in a lot of different ways. And they won a few times in spite of him. But I thought the calling card for Sanchez, and I hope to have him on the show one day, is what he did in the playoffs. He rose to the moment. The pump fake bomb drop to Braylon Edwards in the first AFC Championship game to Braylon Edwards with the Dwight Freeney spinning in his face, and he pump fakes and hits him in stride for like the 70-yard touchdown. Where we're like, oh my God, a lot of us said in that moment, we're a half away from going to the Super Bowl. Holy blank. Like this nuts. So the obviously the Patriot throw to Santonio Holmes, back left corner of the end zone, gets his knee down. Like, I mean, there were so many plays where Sanchez just stepped up and delivered. And yeah, that's what you want to see. You want to see people rise up to the moment.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I thought for sure Kenny O'Brien was the one to take us there, but he couldn't either, even with Wesley Walker as his wide receiver. You know, as it's been very frustrating for all the Jet fans, whether you've been a fan for 5 years or over 50 years.
Right. Poor Connor Long is like 12 years old or something. I don't know how old he is. He's like 10, and he's like, playoffs? What are the playoffs? What are those? Like, he has no idea. Like, Jesus. I feel terrible for his parents. Like, right? They gave birth to him like, like a Jets second AFC Championship game. Like, oh, now's the time, honey. And then they give birth to Connor, and it's just been all terrible. So I feel bad for that poor bastard. Yeah.
It's like the kid who says, I want to grow up to be a Goodrich tire salesman and ride the blimp. Goodrich doesn't have a blimp, son. I think I'll be a lawyer.
Yeah, and you got to change. You got to pivot. So big salute. So by the way, James saw your comments in the chat, and he very meaningful, Bill. So thank you so much for sharing that. So
James, thank you, bro. Thank you.
We're here for you,
so you'll always be welcome. Just make sure you think before you talk.
100%. Filter it out. Filter it out. That's the most
all of us
part.
have made those mistakes in the past.
Yeah, definitely Johnny Boy included. So thank you, Bill.
Yeah, there you go, John. That's right.
I mean, I'm sorry, but it's still, fuck the Celtics and the Red Sox.
Yeah, thank you for getting that in. Bill, have a great day, buddy.
You too. Take care, everybody.
See you, Bill.
There he is. Bill, let's add one last caller here before we sign off. It's the legendary Lou B with his Knicks hat on, of course.
I wear this Knicks hat to remind everyone to enjoy the journey, because part of watching the Jets is obviously the suffering that everyone has had, but we have a really good team right now. Start to pay attention, as we do, to every single fucking detail. But I think it's really time to enjoy the journey. We're building the right way. We have the right GM. If he's not the coach, they'll find a coach. Woody is committed to the team. As much as anyone wants to say anything about Woody, the guy wants to win. And when people say he shouldn't meddle, well, it looks like by not firing Glenn, he didn't meddle. So that really, if there's ever a time that Woody had to prove that he doesn't meddle, it's right now. I mean, he didn't fire Glenn. I mean, if he just knocked him out the first year,
that's some meddling.
And I get all the history, I understand, but right now it's a clear path. And Woody believes in Muji, and so do I.
The magician.
This is firsthand information.
Muji silence. That's right. Yeah, because old Lou B and Woody Johnson are best buds. They rub elbows. They go out to steak dinners.
That's right. I've had enough of conversations to hear the things that are on his mind unsolicited that he's just talking about. Like, you can't tell a billionaire what to talk about. He's just spitting them out, and he loves
the general, the Muji in silence.
Next, the quarterback situation. And hello, Johnny Boy and Snowball, and happy anniversary, boy Green.
The Red Rocket?
You should have took my friend Tommy DeVito when we had the chance, because he looked good yesterday, and he would have been a perfect 2-3 for us. In our situation right now, back when
Jersey
Tommy
kid.
They should have got him. He's a good athlete. He has a winning mentality.
He's in New England now.
He's in fucking New England now. I'm going to see him the day before the game. I'll try to get some of that playbook.
Oh, nice. Please try to do that ahead of the. Yeah. Please do.
I'm trying to, so with that in mind, we just got to enjoy this right now because we obviously have a very different team. I think one of the most important things right now is August 30th.
Yeah.
Because we have second waiver, right? So we're
Yes.
going to have a choice. It's almost like a miniature draft.
Really? Yeah.
It really is. Because there are some guys that just don't fit on other teams that would be gold for us. And we have to watch that closely. We have to be very aware as fans, like what's going on out there, because we love it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Yesterday, after seeing Andy Dalton, Snowball, you know my feelings.
Yeah.
He ain't worth the shit. So let's
The
this
red
whole
rifle?
Andy Dalton. We don't need Andy. I'd rather have Cade in there. Forget Andy Dalton.
Yeah, right.
He was fucking terrible.
That was quick.
But I thought they displayed Tanner McKee for the sale, right? I think they were putting him out in the showroom. I mean,
the
Tanner
showcase.
looked better
Price
than
is
Andy
right.
Dalton yesterday. He had 2
This could be
touchdowns,
your new
122 yards in like I don't know, not too long of a play. So I think they have him out there, and they're going to try to, they'll try to get a pick for him. Everything Philadelphia does is strategy, right? It's strategic. It's strategy. They're going to look to get, a pick for Tanner, and that's what it is. And Dalton may be fucking caught.
Lou, I teeter all the time between like, is it worth it to get the vet quarterback and to just throw Cade out? Like that's always my the I don't know, I can't get it past my head to look at that.
Legendary.
Look at that beautiful shot.
Very
look
nice.
at everybody.
What a great day. That was the beginning of the beginning, my friend.
Yeah, that's amazing.
The players that we got in this draft, once all healthy and once rocking full steam, it's on.
Here it is, right here.
So, Snowball, would you want a vet or
That's the thing. Like, that's it. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it to like if Gino's gone and you just bringing in no backup QB is really going to save our season. I think you just find out what you get from Cade. Like that's just
Bennett. Just give me Stetson Bennett. It'll feed children all over Georgia. Okay,
stop.
I would like one more quarterback in the room because
I agree.
Something can happen to both of them, and then let's not just give up. We don't.
Let's not panic. I agree. Let's get it now. Proactive, not reactive. Proactive.
Yeah. And Muji is. I think they know. They know exactly what's going on, and there's guys out there, and there's guys that they may be willing to trade for. But I just don't want to. I really like Cade. I just wouldn't want to throw him into the line. He definitely needs work. He doesn't know how to hand off a ball. He's like you could see it a mile away.
Listen, Gino's not going down this season, so it doesn't matter.
No, he's going to be fully healthy. He's going to be.
I would love to see Gino have a full season.
Yes,
that would be great. He's obviously going to throw picks. Let's just all get ready for that.
Yeah,
Let's all get ready for the Gino. Gino sucks because we're going to get that from all the outsiders and the insiders. We're going to get a lot of that.
Looking at fireworks, right? We're gonna be like,
yeah.
Yo,
I'm just ready for that. For the play-by-play, like, right? You're seeing the screen, you see Gino, and he like looks deep, and you see him like, and then
it's a missile.
Like the camera starts going, and as it's doing that, we're like, and then sometimes it's gonna be. Adonai Mitchell, 80-yard touchdown. Garrett Wilson, G-Dub. And a few times, intercepted. And then I'll just say, great punt. Nice punt. Let's flip the field. Nice job, Gino. Nice. That's it.
I mean, did you guys see at all by any chance the Chiefs versus the Lions game last? I mean, I guess the Bucks last night.
Chiefs and
Bucks.
I did not.
Fucking Gino, Justin Field. I think he's fucking legally blind, bro.
Dude, he made them look like the Jets of last year.
And wait, by the way, one of a previous Jets Worldwide guest is legally blind. That's Wesley Walker, pal.
That's right.
So show some respect to that disability.
Well, I'm talking about like he has. Okay, my bad. Let me take it back. Does Justin Fields have no eyeballs at all, and it's just complete holes inside of his stuff, bro? Because
I didn't get to meet him at training camp. When me and Lou B were there, we did not get to meet Justin Fields.
Holy shit! It was so bad. It was so bad, and I tried to champion that dude. So like going from that to seeing Gino, where Bro, I could fucking live with some interceptions. That means he's trying to throw the damn
if we
ball.
get touchdown passes, that's the key. If you look at Geno Smith's recent years, Seattle or even Vegas, right? If we get interceptions, as long as we get as long as at the end of the season there's more touchdowns than interceptions, and hopefully significantly more, hopefully it's not close, then I can live with it. The people where the interceptions are far greater, we just brought up that Sanchez season, 12 touchdowns, 20 picks in his first year. Like, that is terrific, obviously. But right, if Geno's willing to take chances, I'll take the interceptions. I'll take the God, Geno, what the hell, man? Because hopefully I'm not doing that as much as I'm doing the jubilation, euphoria, and celebration for Geno. Yes.
Guys, last night when I watched the Chiefs,
yes,
and they had a lot of their starters out there with Justin because Justin started, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, wow, I really know how bad he really is. It may be not the Jets' fault. Guys, Andy Reid was coaching him
saving
yesterday.
grace. Yeah, that's true. Right. He had the best of the best. Right.
He was on the Kansas City Chiefs playing with their starters.
Yeah.
And he made them look like the Jets of last fucking year. That's how bad Justin. I watched 2 series of him play, and I said, "Oh my God, this is the Jets." It was boy red green into boy green. You know what I mean, guys? So it was unbelievable how bad Justin, and that makes me think that wow, maybe we are better than we think.
Yeah, we're in a better place. It was Fields' fault.
We have an unbelievable line. Did you guys see the video of the line? Our line in the game with Pittsburgh.
Yes. Oh yeah, and there's that one screenshot from Frankie V where Geno's just sitting in the pocket and there's like nothing. There was like 4 or 5 rushers, but the offensive line just wiped him off the board.
If Reese took
let me
that
see if I can get that. Let me see.
That's to the house, guys. That is our line is capable of that. And I know it wasn't all their starters, but we still have a good enough line to do that to any team.
Yeah, here it is.
Shout out to Boy G.
Yeah, we'll do this and then we'll sign off here. But look at this picture, folks. You do not see it. Shout out to Frankie V of U Stadium. He posted this. It's going viral right now for good reason. He says, "Here it is. I'm a monkey operating a spotlight occasionally."
Let's go.
We've had enough of that.
Hey, so how's everyone's day going?
Yeah, there you go. All right, this is how a quarterback succeeds. Look at this line. You've got so much. Like, look, Josh Myers is doing nothing. He has nothing to do because the other linemen have all handled their business. Look at this amazing pocket for Geno where he could just observe everything. This tweet
Josh Myers is doing the moonwalk.
Right. He's just like, look around. Anybody need help? No. Like, look, Armand Membu sent his pass rusher to the ground on the right side of your screen. Left side, Olu has his blank taken care of. Dylan Parham has his blank taken care of. Joe Tippmann has his taken care of. And Josh Myers is just going for a prance. And look at all these open guys. Like, damn, gosh, man. If this is what we're getting, how could Geno or any quarterback that's back there, when you have time like this, you could pick apart a defense? That's what was happening to us last year. We had no pass rush, and other teams could just wait all day and say, oh, a guy gets open eventually. So, yeah, this is beautiful. Thank you for calling this out, Luby.
Yeah, this is incredible for us, to be honest with you. Yeah, look, we have so many. I was on the phone with Neil the other day, and, he goes on his Neil goes nuts. So,
how does he sound like again?
Fucking boy green socks, you saw him yesterday.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The thing that was unbelievable about our conversation is how long we were talking about how many players. Oh, and that guy was good. Oh, you see that guy? And at the end of the conversation, I was like, wow, that conversation lasted a long time because we were talking about so many good players that we have. And that brings me back to my concern. Do we really think all these players are going to wait for picking a quarterback one full season, picking a quarterback next season, and then developing them for a third season? Do you want to see G5 3 years from now as opposed to his prime maybe the next year or two?
Take advantage.
So that's why I don't think that if we get to the Super Bowl, it's not going to be with a rookie. I do not think it will be with a rookie. I believe that we will have to drop somebody in at some point. And look, whether it be somebody like that, it could be a normal quarterback that just comes over to the Jets, right? Because our team is getting really, really good. And our line is really good. And the last thing a quarterback wants to do every morning is get fucking hit. These guys aren't going to change anything, Johnny boy.
Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, I love Baker Mayfield. But let's see what Gino has. I mean, Gino and Baker.
Let's give Gino a shot.
Let's just see what goes on. Seattle Gino gets us to the promised land. I agree.
He gets us to the promised land and beyond.
We did Seattle Gino here. And look, he obviously is very happy with the team. You could tell that we have a team. They're playing together. They seem like they care about each other. The guys that are looking to compete to get on the team are fighting their asses off. Yep. People don't look like they're in give-up mode. We just need that big first win to really set us in the right direction.
Let's go, Libby. We're all going to be there together. All four of us on the screen are going to be in there in Nashville. And Neil's puff, puff, puff is going to be there too. We're all
sitting by us.
As the family.
Yeah. You guys are sitting right. I know that Snowball and Neil are good friends. Yep. So we went to things together. So I put Neil and Snowball right together, and then Johnny Boy sitting right below Snowball because it's a lot of tickets.
Great placement, Luby. I've got to finalize the ticket placement for our group, and that's what I'm thinking about. Ooh, easy in this guy. Oh, this
and then Thunder Lips, who's very friends with everyone. We put him next to Snowball on his lap. So we got a good crew. Trying to figure out where to put Derek, Kansas City Jets fan, gets along with everyone. So
that's true. I guess he's a chess piece you can put all over the board. That's going to be a lot of fun. Lou B, you're the man, baby. Appreciate you.
Have a great day.
Lou B.
All right. Well, we got to sign off here. Go ahead.
I know you're about to sign off, but this is what I wanted to like the whole point of all this shit that we were talking about today is that we've been asking for a middle of the road, the middle of the pack type of quarterback.
So this was going to be a Knicks thing. Okay.
Oh, no, but we have it's always Knicks and 5, baby. We have it with Gino. Like the dude, I get it that he went 7 for 7 and all that shit, but the command that guy had.
The teammates love him from everything everyone says in that locker room. They love him. So I think he is the textbook definition of what you just said. We just want a competent quarterback. Last year, he was not competent. He was incompetent. Now, what's the truth? Is that a sign of things to come, which we've asked this question a million times? I'm ready for the season to get here because I don't want to wonder about it anymore. I just want to see it. The proof will be in the pudding. We'll see it. 3 of the first 5 games, I'm going to be there to see it in person. And so hopefully we see this competent quarterback that may give us some roller coastery moments based on his history in the league. And let's see. Go ahead, Snowball.
I have a question. B, you just said that you're going to be at 3 of the first 5. That 5th one. What game is that?
That is Jets Browns, Week 5, Sunday, October 11th.
What's happening the day before?
That is Saturday, October 10th. There is a restaurant takeover that we have a sign-up sheet in the YouTube description down below where we currently have, I think it's 50 people committed to going. I believe there's 56 seats in the upstairs room. So if you are a Jets fan out in the audience, I would like to join us for Jets Browns. Even if you're not coming to the game with us, you're allowed to come if you're just a Jets fan, but you do need to go hit up the sign-up sheet for multiple reasons. We're doing free giveaways that night, so I sort of want to have a sense of the names that are going to be there. And number 2, there's a limit to how many seats can be there in the upstairs. So for both of those reasons, I'd like
sliding notes. We'll be sliding notes to people.
And are there tailgate tickets still available?
That there are. Snowball, thank you for bringing that up. There are 20 left. So people, if you want to come party with us in the tailgate parking lot, they're $50 a pop. G1, Lou B, we already have the spot locked up. So it'll be G1. There's 20 spots left. That is partying in the parking lot before the game. Chef Kevin Gilbert with all his wonderful, tasty food. That is going to be games. We're going to be bringing cornhole, beer pong, all that kind of stuff. And DJB Sprinter Extraordinaire Lou B will be there. So, yeah, we'll be partying it up. It'll be a lot of fun. So 20 tailgate tickets left. I'll be really increasing the heat to hopefully sell those out here before we run out of time. And then, yes, there is a handful of game tickets as well if you guys do want to sit in our section. But those are both sort of selling like hotcakes. But in particular, the tailgate tickets are the ones that are really running out, and so are the game tickets for that matter. So if you do want to sit with us, folks, that's
Pancho Verde is going to be there. Which
I can't
amazing.
wait. Yes,
I mean, yeah, there's just so much awesome stuff that I can't wait. We're gonna have James Woody there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Shout him out, like
Chef Kevin Gilbert.
Chef. I
Yeah.
mean,
any word on the Strebler situation?
Yeah. So Strevler actually, unfortunately, not that I forgot about this. I forgot about this when I was talking to Strevler. He was supposed to join us this weekend to review Cade Klubnik's performances so far, and I went, "Oh, my anniversary, Strevy, gonna have to hit that one up." But yes, Strev says he's interested. But before I promoted, it's like, "Where's Strevler's coming?" I want that official tickets transferred and everything, and he's agreed. So it's on the goal line. He says he wants to come, and I said, "Oh, that's cool." He started his own YouTube channel, which is amazing. So yeah, we're in constant communication. So fingers crossed that all that push over. I mean, how cool would that be? We're just at the tailgate. We're like, Chris Trevler, what the hell? All right, man.
Don't be left
You're
out in
here.
the dark. Don't be left out in the dark and say, I could have had the tickets.
That's true. So yeah, so lock it in before it's too late, right? I imagine if and when Strevler is committed, I think those tickets are going to be gone instantly with him potentially sitting with us at the game and the tailgate situation. So yeah, it's on the goal line. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. 600 people in the room, including well over 100 on YouTube. Guys, on the way out, like the video, please, here on YouTube. That's your organic way that the show grows. Hit that subscribe button. I've been saying this number forever, but we're just over 1,200 subscribers away from 10,000. But we're about 20-ish away from now being at 1,100 and change. So, guys, push us over that next goal line and let's see. And speaking of, thank you to Jets Worldwide for all the plugs here. What about the plugs for Jets Worldwide, guys? Give us one plug here before we go, and I go take my fiance out to a 12th anniversary breakfast.
Yeah, subscribe to our channel, please. Come over to YouTube. If you're on X, come on over after the show and check out @Jets Worldwide, all one word. Hit the subscribe button and then check out all of our videos and shorts and stuff, and check out our shorts.
Jets Worldwide,
yes,
baby.
For people asking, a Tennessee takeover, I can't believe Philium says it's 19 days away. That's incredible and awesome. I will be flying in Friday.
Again, BG.
I can't wait. I'm flying in Friday morning, and I don't think Badshaw, who is renting out the Airbnb where we're all staying, a bunch of coffee club members, I don't think he gets there till that night. So I'll be just stationed at the airport doing podcasts and articles and stuff. So I'm fine. So if you see me on the way by, give me a high five as you're walking by. I'll be in full Jets regalia. Yes.
Are you going to be rocking with us at the crawl of the bars and the
possible
karaokeing? I heard that you're going to be doing of a certain song.
Well, that could happen. I am, for any Big Brother fans out in the audience, there's a new episode tonight. I get no plug or anything, commission or anything for that. I don't know why I promoted that, but yeah, for those, there's a saying where I'm going to roll with the house. So whatever majority is, I'm going to roll. I'm literally saying that for the house of the Airbnb where 5, 6, 7, 8 members of the coffee club are all staying. If they all want to go out to this, I of course want to go out to it. But if they all say, "Hey, we want to stay in and do something all together," I'm like, "Cool, totally get it." So it'll be up to the house to vote on said matters.
I know Basho is rolling. So
well, if he's rolling, then I'm rolling, I guess.
And we're getting you on a mechanical bull, baby.
Oh wow!
And
I
I'm
did do that at the
recording
State
that
Fair a
shit.
couple of years ago, and that was quick.
Do you have your cowboy hat?
I actually, it's funny you just mentioned that. We're obviously, moving stuff around in the house, and I rediscovered both hats. My fiance's and mine are from FOCO are just sitting right there. I haven't worn it since, so it's sort of a one-stop shop effort. But
hey,
yes.
we got to keep the tradition going, bro. Something that you and I are matching. Yeah, I have it. I have it ready, dude.
Okay, cowboy boots and all.
I'll be wearing a different hat.
Okay, there you go. Well, beautiful. Well, thank you, everybody. And thank you so much, by the way, for everybody. And the super chats are incredible. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody, so we'll go back there real quick. So Cisco Lopez with a $20 super chat. Austrian Jets fan with a membership. MFC with a membership. Cisco with a $50 super chat. Macho Talk Sports with a $5 super chat. Jet 71 $5 super chat. Ace of Spade $2 super chat. Cam Laser 631 $5 super chat. Luby $2 super chat. Hear me out. $5 super chat. $5 super chat. Another $5 super chat. Jet 71, $5 super chat. K-Brock, member for 15 months. Philium with a $12 super chat for the 12 years of Paul and Tatiana. Beautiful, touching, great. And again, another big salute. Hey, as a man, Matt Lombardo, way to revisit this topic. We talked about this a few days ago, to have you back on to vet it all the way through. Obviously, it was a very popular show with 600 people in the room and a near 3-hour program. So, hey, salute. All right, boys. We'll see you guys next week.
On the 12th year of marriage. And then fill in the blank when you come back tomorrow.
Said to
Will do.
Locked it in with a note.